Do you want to? Well, we could do
I
it.
mean, I'm recording. I can leave this all in if you'd like.
Okay, okay, good. And welcome to the Metal Podcast. I
You want to start
am.
over?
Yeah, let's do that.
Don't worry, it's all staying.
You ready?
I'm still recording.
Okay, good. And welcome to a very special episode, an edition of the Metal Podcast with all original content. I am DJ, and of course, I am with AC as always. How you doing there, buddy?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, and I'm very excited about what we're doing. This is the most excited I've been for doing prep for a show that we've ever done, and what a journey.
It has been a journey. Yeah, we've got a very interesting one. Something that is some content that's not new to our show, but it's a new way we're going to deliver it because it's about that time, and I'm glad we're doing it. When this whole thing started, I was doing my own little journey, but this kind of pushed me to the limits. I was up late last night. I had to really think about it. I had to take a long walk last night too. I just some things that, I just needed to connect the dots a little more and really think about this one hard. And I think I don't know about you, but I think we should do things a little bit differently today, and I'll kind of explain a little bit what I think is going on. Then you can kind of correct the issues of my speaking, because I'm gonna get some things wrong, of course. But we decided that.
Tradition is tradition.
And we are, and I am traditional, of course.
You are.
And so we're gonna go through and rank our favorite, least favorite Megadeth albums
Well, you want
because,
you want me to explain the rules?
all right,
All
I
right.
already screwed up.
You did. Yeah. Yeah. So, um, I I only watch two things on YouTube, and one is Wrestling Bios, which is a great channel, and the other is someone's kind of newer to me. Is these guys Red Letter Media? See, I don't like watching movies. I feel like movies now are just about getting you to hate yourself and try to lull you into a false sense of security so you will die quicker. But I like watching people talk about movies. And they recently did a thing where they were ranking Joe Dante movies. I didn't know what most of these movies were, but it was fun watching them talk about it. And I thought, hey, Megadeth announced a retirement tour and a final album. And we have been wanting to talk about that for a while, but just other things have come up. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if we did kind of what these guys did, but for Megadeth records? And we just kind of we listen to each one, we rank them, and we kind of see where we line up. And I think in a nice role reversal, today, DJ, you will play the role of the balding fat guy instead of me for once.
Very good.
So what we'll do is I will say what I have at a ranking, and then DJ will say what he has at that ranking, and then we will talk about DJ's pick. So if I have like at rank 16, I have euthanasia, and DJ goes, "Oh, really? What I have at rank 16 is Countdown to Extinction." We're not going to talk about euthanasia. We'll just talk about Countdown. Like that's how it would
Yeah.
work. And
Yeah, what I'm
but
hearing is I'm a little more important today.
you get to steer the ship.
Very good.
Yes,
It's
yes.
the way things should be done. I've been telling our staff a long time. This is a long time in the making.
40 years in the making, if you
Yeah.
would. But so I was curious about this. I based on what you told me, because we didn't
Yeah.
discuss the process, but when I said things were fun, you gave me something, a little indication on how you were doing it. So you did it either two ways. You either listened to your favorites first, or you listened to it in chronological order. How did you do it?
So I did a little bit of both.
Okay.
So when Megadeth first announced their final tour, I started listening to just randomly an underrated album, I think. I'm not telling you what this is on the list, but
Good.
I started with, Dystopia. I was in the gym a lot listening to that. And then I randomly wanted to listen to So Far So Good. So I listened to that. And then I kind of went to chronological order back to the beginning. So it didn't start off, one by one. I wanted to judge these albums like not thinking of their predecessor or what came after. Like if this just album just came out today, how would I feel about it? That's kind of the way I kind of went about it. Obviously, it was something to the way I ranked them is what would I want to listen to? What would I introduce someone to? Whether they're a metalhead, non-metalhead, whether they liked heavy metal or they like thrash metal, or if they're a death metal guy. I have a lot of parameters, and I definitely did this in a very, very interesting way, I think, because I'm an interesting guy. It
You are.
I'm
Dos
very
Equis
interesting.
needs to hire you.
They do, yeah. They would call it Trace Equis if I joined. Um, and let's see, what else did I do? I also thought like, what is the best song? I think that's basically the whole point
Well,
of this.
we'll get into that stuff
Okay.
when we
All right.
talk
All right.
about
We'll get there.
the
But yeah,
albums
that's a little bit how I went about it.
yeah,
How about you, AC?
yeah. So I got a little more abstract with this. So
Okay.
there were several surprises along the way.
Mm,
Now
yeah.
there was only one song, or sorry, one album that actually ended up on the ranking where I thought it would be. So like there were a lot of surprises because I've some of these albums I had never listened to.
Same.
Like and like some of them I'd only listened to like a percentage of, but some of these things were a little I didn't know where they would line up,
Mm,
and I didn't look up any reviews for anything. There were some that I had in my head where I had heard that, oh, this one's bad or whatever.
yeah.
Another one that I heard, oh, that one's good, that I hadn't heard. But the one that I started with, I was so sure where it would end up, but as things went on, I was like, oh, that's it changed a lot. But so let's just get started. That being
Yeah.
said, so what I have at 16, the world needs a hero.
Okay. I don't have that at 16.
Well, tell us what you have at 16 so we can talk
So
about it.
I did not want this album to be the last album, my least favorite. I went into this, I'm like, I thought I was gonna be edgy to not pick it as my least favorite, but I went with Risk. No risk there, but I didn't do it. The World Needs a Hero would have been mine, but it has one of my favorite songs on it, so that Dread the Fugitive Mind kind of saves that album one place.
So, Risk was the first one I listened to, and I was so
Wow.
sure it was going to be at the bottom. But the world needs a hero. We'll get to that when we get there. But the thing is, I'd never listened to Risk all the way through. I'd listened to a few of the songs, and those songs, it was enough for me. I was like, okay, I got it. But actually listening to it, so as a record, it's not that bad. As a Megadeth record, it's awful. Not a single one of these songs is a Megadeth song. Like
Yeah.
every song felt like it should have been like on the soundtrack for like The Faculty or Varsity Blues or like something like that. Like so many of these songs, I was like, was Dave trying to make like an alternative rock record?
Yeah.
Like these are like Third Eye Blind or Eve's Six songs. I found it actually pretty ambitious. It's like
It's
them
a risk.
they tried to do something different, but it wasn't a metal album. I think
No.
how they called it like Degameth and just said like we want to try something
Mega meth.
different. Yeah, we're like KMFDM did MDFMK,
Yeah.
but it's like if you come see Megadeth, we're gonna play Megadeth songs, but this is just something we try. We want to branch out because Marty Friedman infamously wanted to do more pop stuff, so maybe this was
Sure.
the bone that they threw him. Uh, but what I also wrote down was this was part of the 1,000 cuts that killed metal.
Hmm.
So like this was just the excuse they got to get away from it. So now give me some of what you got.
From Risk.
Yeah,
I to me, it's just it's I get, it's a risk. They were trying to be ambitious. I give them that, but to me, it's just kind of cringe worthy to my. It's just kind of cringe to my ears. It's not. It's not heavy at all. Like even like a Third Eye Blind is way heavier.
that's true.
And
Well,
it's
yeah, no, I seriously, I was waiting for the next song to be, how's it gonna be when you don't know me? Like, that's what I was thinking. Dude, it felt like just like everything was supposed to be on like Super Rock or whatever.
yeah. Like I really don't have much on Risk, and I will be honest. So I listened to I did this whole thing where I listened to every Megadeth record about 6 months or so ago, and I just remember like, okay, like I really don't ever want to listen to Risk or The World Needs a Hero ever again. And for this, I didn't. Those are the only two albums that are not
That's
super
funny.
fresh, but they are unforgettable. Where okay, it's just I don't need to visit them again.
No, that's true. No one needs to listen to Risk. Like if you like alternative rock, there's better alternative rock
Yeah, exactly.
albums. And if you like Megadeth, it is not a Megadeth record.
Mhm.
It's I thought Ecstasy was the best song, and it was, again, it was just not a Megadeth song. It was very interesting. I actually thought the songs were good alternative rock songs, but just Dave works for Megadeth. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to hear Dave singing for Oasis or something.
no.
So is that all you got on Risk?
Yeah, I don't think we need to spend too much time on that. That's not really too groundbreaking, I don't think.
Okay. Well, so here the what I have at
I wonder
15.
what it is.
What I have at 15, Super Collider.
Wow.
Yeah,
Maybe Risk gets into your top five.
I told you there were many surprises.
I thought we were gonna have the same three. But I thought we were gonna have the same bottom three and the same top three.
I
Maybe
know,
not in the
I know,
exact same order, but
I'm fairly confident. So, I'm gonna write this down. Don't tell me
yeah.
anything, but I have written down what I think is DJ's top five. Five, six, the sick, the dying, the dead. Four, euthanasia. Three, killing is my business. Two, rest in peace, and one is peace cells. That's my guess. But now back to my 15 is
Yeah.
Super Collider. What do you got?
Okay. For my 15 is The World Needs a Hero.
The world needs a hero. Genuinely made me angry. Like this is Megadeth's Saint Anger. It does have one of the best songs,
Yeah.
but it has all of the worst songs.
It's so bad. The Promises song is terrible.
That's the worst Megadeth song. That song made me so mad. Oh wait, no. Did you say Promises? No, no.
Promises.
A thousand
Thousand
times goodbye.
Yeah, that was
That
terrible too.
that one's the one that. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude. Like,
Okay, so
just
that's
like
why
that.
that one is
And
your number 16.
yeah, but that girl that's like, I've had enough of that. Like,
Yeah.
it was like weird. It sounded like Taylor Swift type of stuff.
Moto Psycho.
That song is really lame.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like
Everybody is a
it
motorcycle.
it has like some of the heaviness there, but just the songwriting's not good.
Dude,
It's
it
not
sounds so
very
lame.
creative. I'll give Risk that it's creative. Like that was one of my parameters too. Is it creative? Just in general, not like when it really came out. But yeah, Dread in the Future of Mind obviously must have been written 10 years before this.
It was supposed to be on So Far So Good So What, but it just
Yeah.
kept getting pushed up.
Oh, I forgot about this one. I don't know because that song it doesn't belong in the like it's what I've said before. I think when I picked it as my song of the week weeks ago or months ago when I said it's the best song ever on the worst album ever. Not like there's like that's the best song ever, but it's got to be the best song on like a
It's like
bad album.
like the ratio of like bad
Yeah,
album to best song. Like, yeah, I
right.
think that's probably true for any song ever written.
because
where
it's a
like
top Megadeth song.
yeah, like you weigh it against like any album like The Promise by Win in Rome. I actually
Hmm.
did listen to that album. I think I've talked about this where that album is just it's so lame and so cheesy, but The Promise is a really good song.
Yeah.
This is similar to that, but like if you listen to that album by Win in Rome, you'll mostly just be bored. I was genuinely angry because I listened to Risk first and I was so sure Risk was going to be number
Hmm.
one. But this was the 10th album that I listened to. Because after I listened to Risk and I was like, okay,
You can't do
this
two in a
isn't
row.
I was like, this isn't good. I did Super Collider was the second album I listened to.
Okay.
So like I kind of did do two in a row, but I didn't know anything about Super Collider going in. But The World Needs a Hero. After Risk, I didn't think it was that bad. I knew The World Needs a Hero was
Yeah.
going to be the bottom.
Just brutal.
Like I just knew it was going to happen because that was a song or an album I heard like four songs off, and I was like, all right, I no more. Like I the Dread and the Fugitive Mind is enough. Everything else is like diluting the power of the Dread and the Fugitive Mind. It's just so bad. So there was one song, the opening song. I can't remember what it was. Oh no, I think it was "The World Needs a Hero," where it opens with the drums, and then like I was thinking, "I want candy," like when it,
Yeah,
like the
I
drums are like,
remember that too.
and then the bass comes in. I was like, "Oh no, it is! I want candy." It was so bad. Yeah, I wrote down "Motorcycle is really cringe-inducing and embarrassing."
Yeah.
And then I wrote "A Thousand Times Goodbye sounds ripped straight from Saint Anger," and I wrote in all caps. I wrote this with a pen on my spiral notebook. This is the worst Megadeth song. So bad. After listening to Promises, um, I had to call the suicide hotline. Losing my senses is about how I felt enduring this. And then I wrote the absolute worst. It's just terrible. Tell me some of the things that went into this for you.
Or yeah, I mean, really it would have been my least favorite album had it not been for Dread of the Fugitive Mind, because I do give Risk a little credit for being creative and
But
ambitious,
Risk has
even though
no standout songs. None.
no. I used to actually like the Breadline song, but then
That
re-listening
song I
to
think is
it,
one of the worst.
I was like, oh wait, why did I even think this was? Because it is a little catchy, but
For the wrong reasons.
yeah,
It's like just like
return
radio
to Hanger.
trash.
You're like, oh cool, they're returning to Rest in
Oh, you
Peace.
know what? I did the. So this is another thing that I had is there is approximately 5 minutes of this album is good, and it's the very end of Return to Hanger is
Mm,
cool. Not the rest of the song. The rest of the
yeah.
song is so lame and so stupid. It just feels so desperate. It's like the original Member Berries, but they do a bad job at it. They don't. If they did the same chord progressions, I would have been fine with that. Like it's just like the first half is kind of a cover of Hangar 18, but then the second half does something else. That would be cooler. But the first half is so lame, and it's just like you're trying to remind us of when this band was good. Because at this point, like Megadeth had not put out a good album in a while.
Yeah, it's been yeah. We'll
We'll
definitely
get
get
to that.
into that.
Yeah,
The
we'll
meat and
definitely get.
potatoes of
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I'm
But
with you on that
but
for
the yeah,
sure.
but the last like minute of that, I'm like, oh, it's like a thrash song. That's kind of cool.
Hmm.
Well,
There's
that
some life in there.
it's something. But
Yes,
I'm
there's not
guessing
much.
that was probably the original ending that Dave had written for Hangar 18 before he
Hmm.
changed it to what it was, and then just years later, just thought like, hey, maybe I could recycle this.
Well, he did, yeah. So I mean, really, with those two records, Risk and The World Needs a Hero, my bottom two, I really don't have that much. And it's not just because I didn't re-listen to them; they're not super fresh in my mind, but there's a lot more like besides those two albums. I mean, The rest aren't the worst. Like those two are just to me are just bad.
Yeah.
Like not it's not Megadeth.
All right. You want to go to the next one?
All right, so my number
Well, it's my
14.
14. I go
Oh
first.
yeah, yeah. So
Come on.
you go
I
first.
explain
I'm
the
ready.
rules.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
Oh,
so this is kind of ironic for me, but my number 14 is 13.
okay. Well, 13 was one of the albums that actually surprised
Well,
me.
what'd you got for 14?
For number 14, I went with Cryptic Writings.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know what? And obviously I didn't listen to these in sequential order, but going back and looking at all the songs, Cryptic Writings has the first bad Megadeth song, Use the Man. I thought that song, it's like the very first one it's just a bad song. It's just bad. And
Interesting.
what's weird for me too is that the song Mastermind was at one point the heaviest song I had ever heard. And I do like
I was gonna say I
that
like that
song.
one.
I like that one. It's really hard for me to label this record because it has some really poppy stuff like the I'll Be There. Obviously, Almost Honest. At least Almost Honest is a little bit heavy,
Almost Honest,
but
I wrote down, has a really cool riff.
yeah, it did. But then I think it just has it's inconsistent. That's the main problem I have with this record is that it's inconsistent. I mean, Disintegrators is a cool song.
Fight for Freedom.
Vortex isn't bad. Fight for Freedom, FFF is pretty
I
good.
like that one.
Trust, wrote down that it would be cool live, but it's not like
You added an asterisk. I literally my first note is Trust is a great song, but and then ellipses. Because
Yeah, so
Trust
this
is a
one,
good song, but I wrote it's the beginning of the end.
yeah, I would
Like
have to
Trust is a
agree.
good song, but it's one of those songs that this does not need to be a live staple, especially
No,
now.
right? I mean, it's kind of cool when it does that solo kind of at the end of that big buildup, but it's just,
But like
I,
we know the game now. Like the
yeah,
gimmick is
yeah,
kind of over, and the song is just like it's kind of like a better version of Enter Sandman.
right, yeah.
But
I think some of the song names are kind of stupid. Like this is one of those that's not it's not that cool red-blooded Megadeth that we're used to. Like even like with Euthanasia and Countdown, it's not the super fast Megadeth, but at least all the songs and content is actually like pretty cool. But
there's
this
an
is kind of
edge.
like my girlfriend broke up with me and
Dude,
I'm having
I
some
wrote that
issues.
I wrote that down for a later album as a note. Like I never noticed how frequently he talks about that and
Mhm.
people that he had like personal fights with.
Right.
I never thought about like I knew all these songs, but like having listened to them all, like oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I
Uh,
think this one I do probably judge a little bit unfairly because I was unpleasantly surprised. There was two surprises, real big surprise with me. I was surprised how much I disliked this album, and I was surprised at I wouldn't necessarily say how much I liked 13, but I was like, wow, that's a lot. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not saying
well, we'll
13
get to
is super.
13 later.
Yeah, we will. We will. But yeah, Cryptic Writings, it just
I
the
I
inconsistency was
I
kind of
I
what did it for me.
I do have Cryptic Writings a little higher on my list. But one thing, it was the sixth album I had listened to.
Hmm.
And to me, like one thing I wrote was it was a good kind of like breakup of how I had done things. I thought all the songs largely were fine. The one song that stood out to me, guess which one? In a
That
negative
stood
way.
it in a negative. Have cool will travel or
That song
secret
is
place.
bad. That song is I wrote that song is
Oh,
lame.
She Wolf. You
It was
probably.
She Wolf. Now She Wolf, like the song is like it's very average, but I wrote down the chorus feels like the theme song for a 90s like Fox Kids cartoon. Like this is like when we start getting into like Megadeth being lame.
Yeah.
I didn't think Use the Man was that bad, but it wasn't good. I thought the album ranges from like some good songs to like average songs, except for Have Cool Will Travel. And like She Wolf's chorus, I think is like, it reminded me of like Power Rangers or like something, or like Pirates of Deep Water. I
Mm.
thought it was so lame. I put that one honestly more towards the middle because I Trust is fine, but it really set the stage for what Megadeth would become.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is a big song. Let's do more of this crap. I liked FFF. That was the only song on the album that I was just like, okay, this is a good song. Like this feels like there was no edge to this album at all. Like this was the
Mm.
safest album.
Yeah, I
But
mean, Mastermind did have some cool rips
I do
and
well,
some
yeah, and
cool
I like
parts,
there's good
but
riffs and good parts.
I
Yes,
didn't really like the guitar tone. I mean, the production. It just
feels
there's
too sterile.
better. Yeah, yeah, there's better
Well,
production.
there's another album that this is obviously comparable to that we will get to. I'm sure both of us will get to much further down the list. We both know what we're talking about, but I think we can move on to number
Yep.
13.
Yep. Number 13. What do you got
Which,
for
which,
us?
what you got for 13?
Don't you go first?
Well,
Oh,
I
are you?
got. Oh no, no, no. I do go first. Thank you. I'm just
Yeah,
testing you.
yeah, yeah.
For 13, I have. Guess what I have?
Let's see
Not what
here.
you have. Just you guess what I have.
I think you have. Do. Maybe you have. So far so good.
Nope. United Abominations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean that's fair for that one. I don't have that there, but
What do you
it's
got?
definitely close.
Eh,
I
Go.
have Super Collider at 13 because I have a
Okay.
big fan.
This album was so boring, dude.
You know what's crazy is that so I do remember people saying this is like the bad album, and when I first listened to it, I'm like, okay, like it's not that bad, but yeah, there's nothing that like I would have to listen to. Like there's some, on all these albums, I would kind of like highlight a song and I'm like, okay, that's something I would go back to, like and just play like randomly. Like that's something that I like pretty much right now. There's no songs that I'm like, hey, I want to listen to that. Like it's not just gonna jump in my brain. I gotta turn it on. And Super Collider is pretty much the same, but I can listen to it. It's not. There's a couple bad, like pretty bad songs on it, but nothing.
All the lyrics are terrible.
Yeah, I would
and
agree
and
with
all
that.
the songs are so generic. Yeah, there was nothing that stood out that was like, oh my. The only thing really that stood out to me on in this discography that was terrible was The World Needs a Hero. But
Hmm.
Super Collider, like I wrote down, it felt like it was written by old people. And I also wrote it felt as phoned in as 72 Seasons. Like, oh, we
Hmm.
gotta
Okay.
make an album. I liked Don't Turn Your Back. I thought that was a good song.
Yeah,
King
I thought that was
Kingmaker
like the second best song.
Kingmaker was all right. It
Yeah.
felt it gave me kind of Sleepwalker vibes where
Right.
like they're starting the album strong and it's like
Hmm.
we got some edge, like this is pulling you in. And it really reminded me of Sleepwalker when I got to the rest of the album where I was just like, all right, there is nothing here grabbing me. I thought Dance in the Rain was all right,
Yeah, I thought
but
that was good.
yeah, but for the most part, like I thought this album was like, all right, Dave is officially an old man and
Hmm.
he is writing old man music. Like this feels like a Metallica, like a late Metallica record to me. Like all there's no good riffs. The the guitar playing was good, but I didn't care. Nothing stood out to me. Like there was nothing in here. Like this I thought this was very close to being a terrible record. It's a bad Megadeth record,
Hmm.
but as far as rock albums go, like this could have been any like Molly Hatchet or Led Zeppelin or like whatever Jethro Tull, like any kind of 70s just generic rock album. it did really nothing for me. Like
Yeah,
just it was just so lame, man.
it was pretty plain for me. I think I just this is one of the only records that I even gave like a grade, but I just gave it like a C,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
overall. Like, and the
that's
vocals
fair.
aren't, and yeah, people are like, oh, I just still like that because of the vocals. Well, there are
Right.
vocals I really do like, but with this album, it's vocals aren't bad, but there's a lot of albums with a lot better vocals. Um, to me, it was a little thrashy, but not quite enough. Not the energy wasn't really there. Like there's other
No, it
albums that
feels
have a
old,
lot more. Yeah,
which
that's I
is
think
ironic considering what comes after this album.
yes, that is a good point.
But like
Yeah,
really, that was my thoughts on it. Like if Dave was 70 years old putting this out, like
mhm.
I would not have been surprised. Like that, yeah, that sounds like what 70-year-olds would put out.
Yeah, and one thing I did write down too, that I could actually read because my writing's not the best, is
Yeah.
the Cold Sweat cover. To me, the first thing, like, hey, like Sodom already did that cover, and Sodom's cover is way better. You know, and when they do some of these covers, I would think, okay, like there are Megadeth covers that are better than the original. So
There's a lot.
that is something that I took into consideration. But with that, it was just very plain, kind of vanilla. I mean, there is some double bass, which is nice.
Yeah,
Gives
it's
it a
good to hear
little
that.
bit. It's good
Hey,
to hear
look,
that. The
it's like a
production
heartbeat.
isn't
It's like a
the
pulse.
production isn't bad, but there's like
It's so
it's kind of like what
modern,
I
dude.
said. Yeah,
Like it's just it couldn't be bad at
it
this
doesn't
point.
have the punch.
Nope.
It doesn't have the punch.
It's funny. I think it's kind of wild that you rank uh, this higher than cryptic writings
I mean, it's
because like
one above it.
fair enough. Yeah, there are a few here on the list that it's like they could be interchangeable.
Yeah, that I would agree because yeah, it was it's a little tough doing this. And honestly, the more I listened to these records, it definitely would change. This isn't something that
Yeah.
is going to be the way
I,
the rest of my life goes.
I,
It could definitely
again,
change.
I think only a few are going to be locked into the
Yeah,
place that they're in.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. There's a few that are pretty set.
Yeah. So, do you want to keep going?
Yeah, we can keep going.
Okay. Like moving on with the list, or keep going with talking
No,
about how
no, we'll
not
move
good
on with
Super
this.
Collider is.
Moving on.
All right. Now, what do?
Next.
Okay. So for number 12, all right. It finally happened. It's Risk.
Oh man, it almost cracked the top 10.
Yeah, but a lot of it really what it came down to was the ones above it were just like there's no excuse for Megadeth to be this generic. At least with Risk, they tried to be completely different. So I
Yeah.
gave them points just like the album worked for me as like in the in a vacuum where the other ones were like those are Megadeth records and they're bad Megadeth records. Where this is not a Megadeth record, it's a bad Megadeth record. So Risk is number 12.
Interesting. So my number 12 is, and honestly, I was a little, I guess, pleasantly surprised with this album. Even though it is still pretty low on the list, it just means that Megadeth has so many good albums. Like they really do.
It's
I
gonna
was,
yeah,
I,
it's gonna
you
start
know,
getting to just like the point where they're all just so good that instead of
yeah,
like
I didn't realize or remember that it was this strong. I was, for the longest time I was set in certain records, and I'm like, wow, this is good stuff. But United Abominations is number 12 for me.
which yeah, that was my 13.
Yeah.
That's
So
kind of funny.
that's right. But it
It's
was better
close.
than I remember.
That's funny because to me that was the seventh one that I listened to, and it was much worse than I remembered.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought this was very similar to a lot of the other ones where there are some songs in there that are good. Like Sleepwalker, I think is the Dread and the Fugitive Mind of this. Like
Right.
Sleepwalker is an excellent song, but Gears of War sucks.
Yeah, I wrote that down. I circled that in red.
Do you remember Lacuna Coil?
That so this album ruined that
Okay.
song for me.
Yeah,
It
that
did.
I
And
forgot about that one.
I could even listen to it this time.
It's
I did listen to the album, but I'm like, I know what this is.
I
This
forgot
it
about it.
literally ruined it for me like
It's
that.
so
And I think that's
bad.
why it's the worst song I've ever heard.
It's
It
so
really,
bad.
I know what they're trying to
They're
do,
trying
but
to do like Dave is trying to get his Amy Lee Evanescence
it
moment with the
didn't
big
work.
pop in. No, it's the
It's-
most embarrassing thing I've
yeah,
ever
no,
heard.
it
I
is.
just wrote attempt to get an Amy Lee style pop hit, period, bad, period.
I was nice about it. I just said worse than the original.
Oh no, that
I
was
didn't
so
give it
bad.
any thoughts. No,
But you know what? It does ruin the original because now it's
yeah,
attached to that. Because when I hear the original,
yeah.
I'm
No,
reminded of this bad version.
it does. No,
Yeah.
it's true. So I remember, a while back we were talking about a Tout Le Monde, and you're like, "Oh, I like that. It's good." And now you're gonna say that song's
Oh, it's sad. Like, because I genuinely, I did forget about it. Because I
yeah,
remember that's when I
yeah,
stopped. Because when that album came out, that was when I decided to stop listening to Megadeth,
same,
like new stuff.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
was that song. I was like, what the heck is going on? But this was the first time I actually listened to that whole album. And I just found so a Tout Le Monde is terrible. Gears of
Yeah,
War sucks.
terrible.
Washington is next is good.
Yeah,
It's not great. It's good.
Evil King.
That's funny. You've been laughing at that for 20
But it
years.
actually is a good song.
No, yeah,
I
the
didn't
song's
remember it being a good song, but
it's
it is.
good. It's not great. It's good
I got to see it live before it came out, so that is something I
without
do
David
remember.
Ellefson playing, even though he was supposed to be there.
It is true, yeah. That happens.
Uh,
Can't win them
uh,
all.
no, I can't win
And
them all. Yeah, Sleepwalker's great, but I thought the rest of the album was just average. That was my
yeah.
problem. Is it was just an incredible, like, this is what I would give this a C as well, because
Fair.
it's just so serviceable. That was my main problem with it. Is it's so safe, so by the numbers,
hmm
but it doesn't thrash enough. Like
hmm
Sleepwalker also kind of
Yeah.
ruins the album because it gets you so pumped, and then the rest of the album is just like trying to like be like a lullaby or something.
Yeah, it's funny that you kind of describe it that way because one of the notes I put is because I just remember when I had it on, I was driving and I just zoned out. And I'm like, okay, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm supposed to,
It is when you're driving.
rank this thing. You know? It is heavy though. I do like the production on it. Um, but yeah, it's nothing special. It's not bad. It's not a bad Megadeth record, but it doesn't, it's one of those in-betweeners where it's kind of thrashy, but not. I
Not
like I
quite.
like when they pick a lane, like, okay, we're gonna do
Yes.
either a heavy
And we
metal
will
or a
get to
rock.
exactly what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking
You
about.
know, all right, yeah, that is. If it's thrashy, all right. How thrashy is a good thrash record? That's kind of how you know. I was very, you know where I'm going with that.
I
But
do know
yeah,
where
I
you're
don't
going.
really have too much more than what you already said about this album. I do like the Evil King. That
You
is
do
that
like
is
the Evil King.
good.
You've always liked that Evil
I
King.
do. Yeah, but I did write down it was better than I remember.
Okay.
But the bad songs are just as bad as I remember.
For better or for worse, it's all right. Moving on.
Moving on, number 11.
Number 11. I have this one also kind of surprised me that it was this low. And I think a lot of it comes down to more so what comes after this. But this one I do think has a lot of problems. 11, the system has failed.
Okay.
So that your reaction means we did not meet up.
We haven't met up at all.
Not once.
This isn't going well.
All right. What do you got?
So for number 11, I have 13.
Okay. Oh, sure. Okay. Obviously, you know what? We'll chop it up. Like, these are not so good. So I think everything that no, there's only been one that we haven't met in the last one, two, three, four, five, in the last six. But everything else, yeah, 13, Super Collider, United Abominations, The World Needs a Hero.
Mhm.
I get it. So, which makes me think I know what your next one is, but um, so 13, which I listened to that one pretty late because that one I'd never heard. That
Same. I
that
couldn't name one song from it, no song titles. I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that once. This was totally new for me.
yeah, I wanted to think like, okay, maybe I do know a song here, but I don't know. But I thought largely again, it had an okay start. Like, okay,
Hmm.
it's kind of good, but it wasn't very exciting. Whose life is it anyway? Was not good. I thought the whole album felt a little emo, like
Okay.
lyrically. I liked NWO, aka New World Order, but I
Mm,
wrote it.
yeah.
I wrote it like how the wrestling people did it, even though it was the like it was the first. It was the beginning of the sentence. I put a lowercase n, a capital W, and a lowercase o. It's cool, and I appreciate most of the lyrics. And I liked Black Swan, but
Yeah, that one's cool.
there was one standout track that I was like, oh geez, like it wasn't just like it was really bad, but there was something specifically bad. What do you have a did you write down what you think is the worst song?
There's two kind of bad ones. For me, it was Millennium of the Blind
That
and
one
then
wasn't good.
and
I
then
had to go double
13.
check what that was because I was like that one I was really spacing out.
Yeah,
Oh,
at 13.
oh really? Okay, so I
And those were the two slow ones. Everything
okay.
else was a little bit faster.
Wrecker was the one that I wrote as like this is really bad.
Homewrecker.
Yeah, that was really bad. That was like this is like a 15-year-old wrote this. This
Yeah, and
was so lame.
I think the lyrics probably killed you because what I wrote with that song is that it had kind of some cool riffs and some cool solos, but I for a lot of Megadeth stuff, I try not to harp on the vocals or the lyrics too much. Obviously, a
I
little
don't
bit.
harp on the vocals because like you know what you're getting into, but the things that stand out to me with the lyrics. So I wrote this down. Dave writes a lot about ex-women, but
Yeah.
not in a funny way. Like he doesn't like laugh at them or do things like dumb whore or something. Like there was
Yeah.
there was that the Venom song Poison, and it's like about like a girl that's just like such a slut. She's got all these STDs, or like Reptile by Nine Inch Nails.
Hmm.
Like, but it's always like she's mean. She's not emotionally stable. She can't have a relationship that's normal. It's like I wrote down. He writes it like in a Taylor Swift way. Period. Tyler Swift. But I thought largely this album was this was not good.
Yeah, when I first listened to it, I really liked it, but then I was like, wait a minute, let me see if this checks out. And then the second time I listened to it, I'm like, okay, it sounds a lot weaker. That maybe I was just expecting it to just be like not good at all, or like Super Collider. Um, but I did I liked the production. It wasn't like perfect. There are some perfect productions that Megadeth has that like
Yeah.
I love, but this was not it didn't crack it for me. There's other guitar tones that sound better. And
I'd say
I
this
like
album is much closer to 72 Seasons in quality. Where like
I
I
think
mean
it's a lot
if you
better than
well if
that.
you like Metallica, like this is like that. Like if you like Megadeth, like all the songs are serviceable.
Hmm.
Where if you like I wasn't mad listening to it, but I just felt like you can do better. Like, there were good songs on it.
Yeah.
And the bad Wrecker I wrote was bad because the lyrics were really embarrassing. But the other bad songs on it were just not very they were just kind of boring.
The choruses weren't very good. Like Public Enemy number one.
Yeah.
like stuff like that. Like, okay, that's not. They have songs where they do choruses sort of like that, but that is just it missed a little bit. But there are some cool songs. I think there's like three like cool songs on that album.
Yeah, that which, for an album called 13, I'm hoping for
So there's
13.
yeah, you'd like more misses or more
That
hits that
I got
than
more
the
misses.
those misses. Yeah, it did a lot more.
You got anything else? I got nothing more to say about 13.
I did like the solos. I think that's it kind
There
of,
there were good there was good guitar playing. There was a lot of shredding.
yeah, but the production wasn't as like punchy or as heavy as
A little
some
sterile.
predecessors and yeah, and then some later on albums that have better production. So it's kind of one of those mid-range
Awkward
kind of
period
album. Yeah.
like that. Yeah, there was one kind of standout thing in the period between the breakup and now.
Yeah, and I after first listening to it, I thought it was going to be a lot higher, and then I guess it went to where it's appropriate, kind of a little
Number
lower
11.
down. Number 11.
All right. Would you like to move on, or do you want
Yeah,
to
we
say
can move
anything?
on. Let's go into
Number
the top
10.
10.
If I had to guess correctly, I'd say you have The System Has Failed, but here I have Cryptic Writings.
Okay, cryptic. Interesting.
Yeah,
I obviously don't have cryptic writings,
correct.
and I don't have the system has failed.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't. This one might be the hottest take out of all of them for me, but if you want to explain why your cryptic writings is at number 10, you are free to do
We already
so.
talked about Cryptic Writings.
Oh, so you're
And
done.
I said largely that I thought the songs were all good and there was only a small amount of duds, but I wasn't as bored by it as the other ones.
So this I do I think
There's only two
this
things that you could put here that I will be sympathetic. One, I get it, and the other one is the one I would have below it.
okay. So at number 10, I have So Far So Good. So what?
That was what my first guess was.
Okay, that um and for me when I looked at it at the set list or at the song titles, there's really only three songs that I like, and I really like those songs.
This is like
But
the
the
three best
rest,
songs. I actually wrote that down too. I wrote my first note for So Far So Good So What was the third album I listened to, and I wrote three of the best songs: Set the World Afire, Hook and Mouth, and In My Darkest Hour.
so I don't know why, but I really love the Mary Jane song.
That song's great too. I wrote down that one as a
Yeah.
great one.
But Hook and Mouth for me gets a little too repetitive. With I guess the I don't know. I don't mind. I give that song like a B,
Interesting. Hook
but
and Mouth is
Anarchy in
the
the
most different.
it has
Because it's
cool
the only one.
lyrics.
It starts without guitar. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the intro, Darren, but then like the verse is just bass and Dave singing,
Yeah.
and drums.
That is cool.
But
That
and then
is
I
cool.
like the tempo changes or the drum changes.
Yeah, and with the album as a whole, and we've talked about this before that the drums are just, drums, but
The drums are just drums. Yes, I
yeah,
was
and
thinking
I
about
think
that. And Jeff
it
Young recycles the same solos.
yeah,
If you notice, like
yeah,
the
the
same solo
solos
in
were
at the end of In My Darkest Hour, he does like almost the exact same solo. I can't remember which other song. It might be 502, but it's
might be,
one of
yeah.
those.
Yeah, that song isn't that great. Liar isn't that great.
Liar I wrote is the worst song on the album. 502 is I wrote 502 and Anarchy in the UK are good, but they feel like they were songs that were written because they needed to fill time on an album.
What's weird for me is I really don't like Anarchy in the UK. Like I literally, for whatever reason, I can't listen to it. I
Yeah,
don't know why.
I used to
I
skip
I
I used to skip
I
that one, but having re-listened to it, I thought, okay, it's fun. Like
yeah
especially because that whole album has kind of a really dark and cynical tone, and
yeah.
then there's this goofy cover.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video for it?
It's been a while, but
It's
yeah,
really
vaguely.
silly. Like there's a lot of like animated stuff in it. It's very
Okay.
silly. Yeah, because like Mary Jane is a really cool song. But this is the thing that I wrote down. I have no idea what's happening lyrically.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
But I think his vocals are good. It's
I
one of my
think that
favorite.
song is really good, but that is the
Yeah,
most like un-Megadeth song of all the songs.
I would agree
In
with that.
every regard, like the lyrics are super abstract. Like there's like so many changes in it.
Hmm.
Like the opening is very like dark and spooky, and then it has kind of a cool riff, but in the middle the
Yep.
like that song that used to be one that I skipped, but having like
Okay.
sit down and listening to it, I was like, I have completely changed my perspective on this song, especially in this album. And this album, I also changed my perspective on because this one I have a little higher, but I think Liar is not a good song. Like
No.
it's just like kind of fat. It just sounds like. And one another thing that I wrote down, that it's funny because Dave was literally on crack when he made this record. Like that is actually true. But Liars is almost sounds like a prototype bad version of Skin of My Teeth.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, 502 is it's okay, just kind of generic, but at least the album is like consistently heavy. It has a cool sound to it. It has a lot of thrash in it,
It does.
and it's very, I'd say it's largely creative. Set the World Afire is one of my favorite songs, and you know what's crazy is that song was written before um Killing Is My Business. So
Interesting.
like I was like trying to think of a world where instead of I ain't superstitious, but Set the World Afire is the first track on Peace Sells. So you just drop that, and then just like the second song is Wake Up Dead, and then The Conjuring, and Peace Sells is the song before My Last Words. Like when you actually just created the most perfect record of all time. But as it stands, they felt the need to save it for this album. But yeah, I think much higher of So Far So Good So What, having listened to it. But yeah, I listened to this pretty early on. I started with Risk, then I went to Super Collider, and then I thought, you know what, I'm not going to listen to one of my tops. I'm going to listen to something that I think is more like near the middle. And then yeah, so I did So Far So Good, much higher. Yeah, I reevaluate it. I don't think it's one of the best ones, but I do think it's kind of underappreciated for the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, and some albums I'm gonna list higher. I'm gonna go back to this album more because I like these songs more, but I don't like. I just give it some knocks. This was probably the one, and I'll be honest, like I was probably unfair with this album because I did put that this was, in my opinion, a major step back from this their like natural progression
Yeah,
and
we'll get
evolution
to
as a
that
band.
because there's a lot to say, especially regarding
and
that.
and I didn't really like the guitar tone that much. The production wasn't anything spectacular. The drumming wasn't
The drumming is the by
yeah,
far
it wasn't
the
wasn't
weakest
good.
part.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, like they just don't sound like as tight as the other albums.
No, they don't. This is kind of the stage that will be set for what will become Megadeth, and just like bring anyone else in. Who cares?
Right. But yeah, Set the World Afire, Mary Jane, and In My Darkest Hour are some of my like just favorite songs. Like
Yeah,
those are I gotta listen to. So
yeah.
that album is probably my one that's probably not in the correct place, but for what we're doing here,
And,
it's
and
where it
I
ended
think
up.
I think we both had the same thought on Mary Jane because that was a song that I kind of overlooked. But yeah, I was just confused by the lyrics. But I mean, it's not like a drawback. I think that adds kind of to the mystique of the song because the song is all over the place in the best way.
Yeah, I've always liked that song. Even
Well,
though
I've
it's
always been confused because
okay.
obviously it's called Mary Jane because he wanted to have a reference to drugs, but the song's not about that. I was like,
No,
what is going on
yeah.
here? But like sitting down and listening to it, completely different.
All right. I think
You
we
got
can.
anything else?
No, I think we can move on.
All right. So my number 9, uh so far, we can still link up. I
It's
have
possible.
Countdown to Extinction.
Oh wow. We did not link up.
Oh my gosh. Well, unless considering what you
I'm
pick next,
surprised you have that there, to be honest.
well, there we're starting to get into the like this is all the good stuff. Like
Yeah.
this is where like right now a lot of these things are interchangeable. Like this is where we start getting into like this is like primo, but there's a reason. We'll
Okay.
get into it later.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you got Countdown. I actually have for number 9, I've got the Sick, Dying, and the Dead.
Wow.
Yeah. It
Wow.
I know it started off strong when I first heard it and talked about it forever, but I kind of there's something else that kind of took its place in my heart and decided that this had to be, pushed to the side or pushed down a little bit.
That's crazy. Yeah, I have the Sick, the Dying, and the Dead much, much higher. I
Yeah.
thought this album was like this blew me away because I never got around to listening to it. I listened to the first 4 songs.
Even after I was
Yeah,
really
yeah. Well, it's just like
celebrating it.
I was doing so much stuff, and then I was like, all right, I need to listen to this. And then I couldn't believe how heavy the whole thing was,
Oh yeah.
and how thrashy the whole thing was,
Oh
how
yeah.
good
Oh, that's
everything
awesome.
sounded. Life in Hell, amazing song.
Yeah,
Sick, the
that's
Dying, and
cool.
the Dead, it's great. Like this was the album that should have come out after Rest in Peace.
Yeah, I would totally agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe and just how consistent it was. Like there was not a single song on here that I felt like, why is this song here? And it's long.
It is long. It's
Like just like imagine, like Killing Is My Business is like 33 minutes. And this album, it's like 14 songs of kick you in the freaking
hmm
face. No, I thought this album was excellent. Like this is so good to me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it has one of their best
Dump my
productions
girlfriend
too.
and marry this one.
uh,
Especially
yeah,
for old Dave, especially
yeah,
after Super Collider in 13.
13. Yeah.
Like and it shows that dystopia wasn't like a one-off.
Mm, exactly. No, this one, yeah, and we'll talk about obviously dystopia later, but it didn't quite have the riffs like dystopia, but every
But
song
it
is
had the
good.
speed.
It did have
It had the
speed.
speed. The dystopia's better riffs, but this one is consistently
Mhm.
thrashy. And it's the first like it's literally the first consistently thrashy Megadeth record since So Far So Good So What. That's
Yeah,
the
that's probably
crazy thing
accurate.
about it.
Yeah, no, it is heavy. Really good song. The Sick, the Dying, the Dead. It has one of my like all-time favorite kind of parts towards the middle or end of the song. Just that riff is really cool, and the solo that goes kind of over that riff is I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, but I love when bands kind of do it. I know Sodom's done it on a couple of their songs, but oh man, there really aren't any misses. But I've listened to this album a lot, so maybe I kind of just I listened to others that I haven't listened to in a while and liked it a little more, but it is a very that would definitely could go higher for me, but I decided to put it down a little bit,
Put it at 9.
put it at 9. But I go back to this album too, more than some that are I ranked a little bit higher. So I kind of it is long, it's good.
Now,
I
the
even
one
like
thing
that.
going against it though, that for repeat view or listens, if you're going to like, I'm going to sit down and listen to a record, is
Mm.
it is very long. Because
Yeah,
that's what
but
I did. I actually sat down and listened to these. There was only one that I listened to while I was doing something else, and it'll be obvious why I picked it, considering what I was doing. But this one, like, if you like, I'm just gonna sit down and listen to a record. You have to put a lot of time aside, and it's a lot going on, so it could be exhausting for multiple listens because it is. It was pretty funny because when I listened to it, I was a little distraught over
okay, yeah,
certain things,
okay,
but
yeah,
it did have
mhm.
a calming effect on me.
Okay, that's good. That's what, music's supposed to do, and it's
Yeah,
heavy.
it worked.
It is heavy. One of the coolest songs I thought was "Mission to Mars," even though it's one of the
That
slower
was a weird
songs.
one.
That was, but the way it ends is so
No,
cool.
I thought that song was cool, but
Yeah.
it didn't feel. It felt kind of like it reminded me of Behemoth's cover of "Hello Space Boy,"
Hmm.
like with Dave's like walkie-talkie voiceover.
Oh yeah. Well, I just let everything rest in peace out there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was actually creative.
It was creative. Yeah.
It's
I hit
weird.
and
It was
bang
like
on the gangway.
Dave remembered who he was
Yeah.
for 14
Well, he's got
songs.
junkie in there.
That was a weird one when
Junkie.
because I didn't know what he was saying, and I didn't
Yeah.
have my glasses on, so I thought
Yeah.
I was he saying jockey? Jockey? And I'm like, oh, duh, junkie. But when I heard like jockey, like, jockey, is this what we're doing?
Yeah, that actually kind of reminds me. I forgot what song it was, but it recently came up on my like videos or whatever. And Megadeth, they were doing a live. They must have been on some show, or they're just doing a live, thing. It wasn't like an actual like concert, but it was on like a, I don't know, TV show or something they were playing. Can't remember what song it
Drew
was. It
Carey
might have
show.
been, yeah, it might have been, yeah, it's like the Drew Carey. I think they're doing "We'll Be Back." They were doing that song, and I just thought, oh my gosh, like Megadeth is just so, like, Dave is so old.
We'll Be Back
Like,
was not a great song.
no. But yeah, and then I guess that must have been a couple of years ago when this first came out, and because it is so heavy and it's gonna be hard to sing that. And I mean, obviously he can do it, but
Going
just doesn't
Nico.
have, like, he's not super
He had
loud
he
as a
had
voice.
throat cancer, so that
Yeah, yeah,
probably took a toll on him.
yeah, I'm not trying to harp on him, but I was like, oh crap, like this isn't a surprise that Megadeth is calling it quits. We
Oh, I
want these
think the
guys to
cancer
live
thing was
forever.
probably what did it, where he's just like, all right, I can't keep singing like this and playing.
That was kind of my takeaway after seeing that video and actually seeing it. He just looks,
Yeah,
you know,
we'll be back wasn't bad, but it just was kind of like I don't know, like who are you trying to convince, Dave? Me or you?
yeah.
But all
So
in
I mean
all,
that
I thought this record was excellent.
I
I thought
agree.
I thought it would be much lower than I had it, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
and just considering what was around it.
right.
But yeah, I thought this one was great. Sounded great. Guitar playing was great. Drumming was
Hmm.
great. The riffs were great, and it was fast.
It was fast. It was
Which
heavy.
and I had kind of been accustomed to Megadeth being a more 150 BPM band, 140, like more mid tempo, slightly above that. So like hearing them pick up the pace was really refreshing.
Yeah, I loved this album when it first came out. I think I did listen to it maybe a little too much, and the other stuff is just a little fresher in my mind, but it's an awesome record. Like it's so good.
And it's your
It
number
probably
nine.
should be. Yep. That's how great this band is. I love this band.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like you're like, wow, I can't believe you put Countdown that high. It's like, well,
Yeah,
you got the sick, the dying, and the dead at nine.
yeah. Yeah, it's a better record than So Far So Good. Like I'd rather listen to this. Even,
I do have it above So Far So Good.
okay. That's
Yeah.
so what?
So in well said. But so we do have those in the right
Yeah,
ranking.
yeah, we're
Uh, would you like to
Yeah, we can
Continue.
move up. Yeah, we go.
Yeah, we're at the
Uh,
halfway point.
yeah, we are.
All right, so my number 8, and again we have another chance to sync up.
We're not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so it must have been.
Bet you $1.
Okay, all right. I got Endgame.
Oh, interesting. I've got that a little higher.
Okay, yeah. But we'll get
Yeah,
into that.
we will. So I for number 8, and
Sick the Dying the Dead.
no, I've got The System Has Failed. I thought this
Oh,
album,
interesting.
what I really I think like The Sixth and Dying the Dead has better songs, but what really stood out to me is how amazing the solos are. Like that, like if I
That
just
is
wanted to listen, if I
yes.
wanted to listen to guitar playing and kind of skip like if you give every song a chance, besides Die Dead Enough, it's one of the worst songs
That's
ever.
yeah.
That
I
song's
also
so
wrote that down.
bad.
That is one of the worst
That's
Megadeth songs ever.
awful. Of Mice and Men I could do without, but it's not as bad as I remember. But Die Dead Enough is awful, but Blackmail the Universe is a
One of the best.
really cool
Again,
song.
another Dread in the Fugitive Mind. That's one
Yeah.
of my favorite Megadeth songs.
And when I met Chris Poland, he was really proud of Tears in a Vial, and I'm like, oh
I have
man,
that written down as a guilty pleasure.
yeah. And that one,
That's a Risk song.
yeah. But the solo, it's a song where the solos really
Yeah, I actually I think
save it.
that one's okay. That song, yeah. So with that one, I wrote one of the strongest album openers, and then
Yeah,
Die Dead Enough sucks, and it's such a desperate attempt at a big radio single.
yeah.
But the
That was,
album, this is another thing that was kind of interesting to me. I wrote the album shows how the music industry changed, and Dave
mm,
missed it because he's still trying to chase the big radio hit,
yeah,
but the metal kind of moved away from that. Like we're not doing these cheesy like wake me up inside. Like we're not doing like that kind of stuff anymore. Like people like
it's a
we're
good
getting
point.
we're getting to the era of like Black Dahlia Murder and Job for a
Yeah,
Cowboy
yep,
and
yep,
this,
yep,
like
yep.
a Five Finger Death Punch. Like this
Yeah,
is the stuff that's starting to get popular. And then he still wrote like half. This album was very Cryptic Writings esque, but I thought it was worse than Cryptic Writings in terms of like trying to be poppy because there's still really like there's some great things in there. Like Kick
yeah,
the Chair is still an excellent song. Like Kick the Chair could have been on Rest in Peace.
yeah. I like the drumming too with this whole
Yes.
album. That was cool. The production, I like the way everything sounded. But yeah, I think even if I didn't know Chris Poland was on this album, I would still like the solos and even some of the riffs really stand out. But the solos are like they're enough to sit through the songs because a lot of the songs aren't that great, but then it's like they totally change when the solos come in. And I'm not a big usually like a big solo type guy, but it did remind me of the first couple albums with the soloing and the guitar playing on it.
Goes a long way. Something that I'm not is like particularly retarded. Now, what's so stupid about it is, do you know the story behind that song?
For which one I'm retarded?
Well, you are, but something that I'm not is the
Oh,
song.
I
I
was like, oh, I
guess
didn't know
something
they
that
had that
you
song.
are, which is something that I'm not.
It's on one of the B sides.
I think it's the lead single. No,
You know,
because
yeah.
well, allegedly it's about Marty Friedman and
Mm,
how Marty Friedman wanted to drag Megadeth into like a more poppy territory, and he ended up making like J-pop.
yeah,
But
yeah,
then he kind of like blamed Dave's like his drug and alcohol addictions and like all these other like and his fights with people like kind of like as the downfall of the band where but the music was getting really schizophrenic where it was like halfway between radio pop and metal, and I think that was the ultimate problem with like really the period between Cryptic Writings and this album. United Abominations does get away from it with the exception of the one terrible track, but it's still like that's them starting to become like, okay, yeah, we need to be like just a straight metal band. But there's a lot of like attempts at catchy songs, like "Tears in a Vial," of "Mice and Men," and "Die Bad Enough."
Yeah,
But
those.
other than that, I really thought the irony was that that song is about someone that wanted to do that, and that's a bad thing. But he's attempting to do
He's
that
doing.
still. Like the guy's
Yeah,
gone, and then I go, and what do you like? What are you doing? And yeah, it's the album. I initially liked it, and then
yeah. I remember
listening
you
to it,
did.
yeah, listening to it now again, it's a
Against
lot.
all these other Megadeth albums.
Not just
It's
that, but it's also like just each song sitting down, beginning to end. It has like really high points,
hmm
but it has one of the lowest points. Like "Die Dead Enough" is probably like
yeah, that's
I
it's
I would I would probably go "Die Dead Enough," the Lacuna Coil, "A Tout Le Monde," and then "A Thousand Times Goodbye" as like the bottom three. Like "Die Dead Enough" has a terrible chorus, but that part with the
Ay,
"ay
ay,
ay
ay.
ay," I was like, what is going through his head? Like why did he think this was a good idea? It,
Oh,
yeah,
after Blackmail the Universe too.
yes, I did. Okay, one song that I did really like, and it's one of those songs where every time I
Uh,
hear it, I'm thinking like, why do I like this song? Isn't this song bad? But I'm always like, nah, this song's awesome. It's the Scorpion
yeah, that
because
one's
like
cool.
it has that like
It's
cheesy
catchy.
riff,
Yeah.
dun, 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 but it somehow works. But again, like the guitar playing is awesome. There's
hmm
enough like good, like the intro is cool and the outro is cool. I think that's what that one's actually like a really good song, and that one has a good chorus too.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's interesting too. And I didn't base my decision on this, but it comes after The World Needs a Hero. So to hear that is
It feels
really
much
crazy
more
to me.
course correcting,
Yeah.
but yeah, I listened to this one. I think this is pretty early. Yeah, this was the fourth one I listened to. But I think the second half of that record is just so unremarkable. Like I've already forgotten most of them. Like "Back in the Day" is not very good. What was the last song on that record? Was it
Is it
even a
My
song or
Kingdom?
was it an outro?
Yeah, I can't even remember.
I don't think
But
it
the
was a
stuff
full
that I
song.
did like, I really liked.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem is just the rest of the album never lives up
Mm.
to the songs in the beginning. Like "Blackmail the Universe," "The Scorpion," and "Kick the Chair." Wait, was "Die Dead Enough"? Isn't that after "Kick the Chair" or was "Kick the Chair"
Uh,
number 3?
okay, then Kick the Chair is number three.
Okay, all right, yeah. So "Die Dead Enough" is so bad, but
It's
ignoring that, like,
miserable.
yeah, I think "Blackmail the Universe," "Kick the Chair," and "The Scorpion" are really strong. Yeah, "Tears in a Vial." Somehow I was just like, this is the song that should have been the lead single on "Risk," and then I think they
Yeah,
would have had a better success there. But here it just feels out of place. Although I did kind of like it. I like the riff, but it's still kind of weird. Like,
it
Dave, aren't
is.
you married with kids? Like, and like, why are you
Mm.
still crying over ex-girlfriends? Like, what's going on here?
I like the last couple minutes of that song.
Yeah, it does.
The beginning part I don't really like. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I like that part. Now, I think that song is kind of interesting because it doesn't start. It's not a Megadeth song until the end. But
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
why I wrote
it's
down guilty pleasure for that one. But everything after that are just very like C songs.
yeah. And some of the things I did write down is that yeah, some things that I didn't like with like some of the other albums are like some of the vocal patterns. This I did like for the most part
I
how his
think so too.
vocals came together. Like just it meshed well. So compared to like Super Collider, it seems a lot like really forced and out of place. It's not very doesn't flow very well. But yeah,
Well,
I was surprised with this album. I didn't really it wasn't something I really listened to that much. And listening to it, like, wow, this is kind of I think I let the guitar playing kind of influence my decision a little more than I probably should have. But It happened. It's done. It's never
Yeah,
leaving its place.
yeah. I just think the problem is just the second half of the album just never lives up to the first half. That was my problem. Is it just when it loses all momentum, and
Mhm.
then it's just like, all right, now I'm just trying to finish it so I can get to the next one. So yeah, that's why I had that one. Yeah, I had that at 11.
Yeah, that's fair. I definitely could see that happening with my ranking. It could definitely be knocked down.
Yeah, yeah. So next, I have, and I know that we're not gonna link up on this
No.
one. I know you
Mhm.
have this one much higher, but this one, like, this is where, like, this is all like the top tier stuff. Like all of these are just the
Yes.
best. So this one at number 7, Euthanasia.
Yeah. So I don't, but I have one
Well, I
that's
know you
very
don't have
close.
Euthanasia at 7. I know Euthanasia
It
is in
could
your
have.
top
It could
5.
have been there.
No, could have been.
Could have been a shocker. Could have
Could have
shocked
been.
the world.
I know, no, I know how much you love Euthanasia.
So I have Countdown to Extinction as number 7.
Yeah, countdown kind of re-listening to it kind of opened my eyes because I remember like not wanting to admit when I was younger that it wasn't as good
Mm.
as I wanted it to be because some of the songs on it. But the reason I had that one so low, this was the eighth one that I listened to, was a bunch of the songs on it don't wow me, and it's not just Symphony of Destruction, but I do have both Symphony of Destruction and Sweating Bullets as two of the weakest songs on the album.
Yeah, I used to really like Sweating Bullets,
Me too.
and it's just not as good as I remember.
Yeah, me neither. I
uh,
think I liked it because it was on Capital Punishment, and
mm, yeah,
I listened to those songs a lot. But Skin of My Teeth again, one of the best.
yep, yep. That's a great opener.
And I think the best songs on the album, apart from that, are kind of the songs that don't get enough credit. A special nod to Architecture of
Yeah, sounds
Aggression
good.
and Foreclosure of a Dream. Like, these are quality, solid, like, 90s metal songs. Like, they could have been Alice in Chains songs. Uh, I thought Ashes in Your Mouth was also pretty good. I think that's a cool song. Countdown to Extinction might be my favorite song on the album.
It is a good one.
I like that one a lot. So, Captive Honor is not a good song. Are you laughing because you wrote down that it's your favorite song ever, or because you
No,
also agree it's not good?
it's kind of no, it isn't that
Your
good.
ass belongs to
Yeah,
me.
that was kind of I was kind of laughing at
But
that. Your
and then
soul better belong to it's very similar to This Was My Life. Too. Like those songs kind
this
of
was
sound
my life. Yeah,
that one's
that song
better,
feels very
but yeah,
generic to me.
yeah, it is.
Like a few of these songs feel like they're on the record because they needed to put stuff there. I also don't I wasn't too wowed. This was a song I also used to like when I was younger, but another re-listen, I wasn't too wowed by High Speed Dirt.
So that was a song that one like I think that was like the second song I ever listened to by Megadeth. It was Mastermind off Cryptic Writings first, and the second song was like High
High
Speed
Speed
Dirt.
Dirt.
Yeah, my main problem with the album, and I probably shouldn't do this with Megadeth, is I really didn't like the vocals.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, and like if Skin of My Teeth was the like least heavy um song, like this would be like a really, really good album. It's still not bad, but I think if it's someone that you just met on the street and you're like, hey, want to listen to some metal? Like this is a safe album to like introduce someone to not only
And yet you put it higher than the sick, the dying, and the dead.
I did. I did. I don't really have a reason.
I think you do have a reason. We covered it when we were talking about the last one. That you're retarded.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. No, it's interesting. The For Closure of a Dream isn't as good as I remembered.
I
It is
love
creative though.
the riff or the opening.
Hmm.
That was one of the early songs I learned to play on guitar too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
It's
this I
it's
don't
the
know.
first Megadeth song that feels like they're getting outside the box, but not
Hmm.
in like a sellout way.
Yeah, they're not
Where
losing
like
their roots.
Cryptic Writings feels like they're trying to get outside the box, but in a poppy sellout way.
Hmm.
Where it looks like they're actually trying to adapt with the times with Foreclosure of a Dream. That's what I liked about that one.
Yeah, re-listening to it this time, I enjoyed it a lot more than I have in previous listens. Um, but yeah, I like I still probably would rather listen to The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead, but at the same time,
And
I
it has
do
better songs and the the guitar playing and the drumming, the vocals are better. But this album's
it's just how it goes on this list.
better. Hey, it's
It
your
could have
list.
changed if our show was 30 minutes later, it could have changed.
That's true.
You just never know.
Yeah. Or
It should
maybe
have
if it
taken
was 30, maybe it was 10 minutes earlier.
that too.
Yeah, yeah.
That too, but what's done is done. It is
When the mist comes down.
I
Yeah,
think what it did
I listen.
I
By
think
the way, I listened to. Oh no, I think I did say that. I listened to Countdown 8. Go on.
yeah, I think what did it for me too, because I have a lot of parameters in which I try to rank these, is like, okay, if you saw someone on the street and gave them the sick, the dying, and the dead, might be a little bit too much. But you give them countdown to extinction,
Yeah, but DJ,
they
I
might
don't give
want
a
a little
shit
more.
what people on the street think. This
I
is
meet a
my
lot of people on
ranking.
this street.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I'm trying to
Trying
get
to
more
red
people
pill
into
people on
metal.
Megadeth.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I do
Any
think
which.
this is a more commercial and more accessible record than the sick, the dying, and the
Oh
dead.
yeah, for
But I think
sure.
people would probably be
This
more
is something you would hear on the
refreshed.
radio.
Yeah, I think people would be more refreshed by the sick, the dying, and the dead because it feels so like, oh my gosh, I've never heard anything like this. But yeah, that was not a parameter I took. My parameters were how much did I like it when I listened to it. I don't care what
I
some
don't care about
dum-dum.
me.
I know you
I
don't.
which song would my wife like?
Maybe she'd like Risk.
Oh, maybe. She might.
It's possible.
We'll find out.
The random person on the street might like
Yeah,
Risk.
yeah,
Who
they might.
knows?
All right, is this did our count? Should we do our countdown to extinction?
Well, I want to see if I had any other notes
Okay.
on there. So I wrote some good songs. I also wrote largely overrated, but then I
Yeah.
wrote better than Risk.
That is true.
It
Yeah.
did crack the top 10.
Yeah, but on both of ours.
Risk
So
didn't
there's
though. It was close.
it was sweating bullets, as they say.
You were. You're going to start talking to the real DJ.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, this is one I didn't really put any notes down for.
Okay, but you ranked it pretty high, so
I did rank it pretty high. Yeah.
I feel like it would be out of character for you to not rank this one so high yet have very little notes on
Yeah, and I'm usually a pretty harsh critic on this album, which is really weird why I decided to kind of put it as high as I did.
it. Yeah, that is, I was a
Oh.
little. I thought this would be where we link up. Well, and so number 6, another one where we're not linking up. We're not gonna.
There's chances.
No, I was gonna say. I was gonna say we may not.
We've got
link
one
up
chance.
for the next 2, but we may link up for number 5. Number 6, I have. I'm gonna guess you have Endgame. I have So Far So Good So What.
Okay. You are correct.
Endgame was awesome.
It
I
really
was.
was.
I heard that was a bad one.
Yeah.
So my guard was down. I couldn't
Mm.
believe how
No, that
genuinely
one's
good it was. Yeah, I had Endgame at 8, and it was the 5th one that I listened to. I thought Endgame was like it was shocking. This Day We Fight is so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was like, you're right. I'm going to the street. I'm gonna ask people, hey, would you like this Megadeth record? And then I'm just gonna beat the crap out of them. I'm gonna like this day we fight, bro.
Yeah, I also put too that this album was the heaviest album Megadeth had ever put up until this point.
I wrote this was the best of the post breakup Megadeth by far.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
this
yeah, this one
and I also wrote this feels like Megadeth, where everything
yeah.
that happened, like post like cryptic writings and on, didn't quite feel like Megadeth. This felt like a Megadeth record.
Yeah, I don't think there's any bad songs. Even the slow one, the hardest part, letting go, seal with a
That was a
kiss.
good
It
song.
yeah, it was cool. And it was creative. I liked all the songwriting, the structure of the songs. I liked the instrumental to start off, Dialectic Chaos.
Yeah, it was good.
1320, I just put amazing.
Yeah.
I don't-
uh,
uh,
good flow for the record.
yeah, it did. Yeah, it was one of my favorite guitar sounds or tone.
I wrote,
Production was
yeah,
awesome.
yep, great
A
lead,
lot of
great riff,
energy, a lot of energy. I like that.
good pace.
And no bad songs. Or said that.
No, yeah, that was one thing I wrote. Like perfectly solid record.
Mhm.
Like every song was like B plus, A minus.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah,
And
this
the
like
Head
this
Crusher
was
was good.
yeah, like I had this
How the
at
story ends, the right to
Head
their
Crusher was
insane.
awesome
Yeah, that's the
because I
guitar
heard
playing is
this
great.
a long time ago. I heard this album was bad, and I heard Head Crusher, and I thought that was good. So I was thinking, oh, this has got to be like another like Sleepwalker thing. But I think I heard it was bad because so do you know where the name came from?
No.
There was an Alex Jones documentary that Alex Jones made called
Hmm.
Endgame. And then
Okay.
that's actually what Dave took the name from because Dave and Alex Jones are friends.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I guess that checks out, but
Yes. Especially when you like pay attention to the lyrics for a lot of the
oh yeah.
songs. It's like, oh yeah, this is like absolutely. Yeah, I had it at 8, but that was just because like at 7 I had euthanasia. And
That's kind of
6
crazy when you put euthanasia ahead of that
well
for you.
and well we'll get
Yeah.
to that.
Well,
But
oh,
yeah, like
okay.
everything else here is this is just like I was like pretty glowing about so far so good so what. And that one surprised me. I thought that was going to be much higher. But
Yeah, and
just
I
re-listening to it, yeah, that was great. Yeah, like basically when we got to Endgame, like I put so another thing I put for Endgame was like where because I didn't put a ranking when I listened to them.
right.
Like I just kind of put like, all right, this will be in this general area. I wrote towards the top.
Okay.
Like I just thought this is easily just one of the best records, but then you realize everything that's going to come next.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have. Yeah, and I I was going back and forth with even putting this up a couple more in front. Like this is at number 6 for me. It could have been higher. Um, maybe 2 higher. It could have been number 4 for
Yeah,
me.
I thought it was going to
Like,
be much higher. I was thinking like, man, will this crack the top 5? But the my top 5, 4 of them were exactly where I thought they were going to be. But like the more I listened to things, like yeah. So I listened to Endgame fifth,
okay.
and so it came after Risk, Super Collider, So Far So Good So What, and The System Has Failed. And
Did you got end number
yeah, so
number 1?
yeah, so well, 4 of those were in the bottom 5
Yeah.
or bottom 6 technically. But yeah, and then So Far So Good So What surprised me, and I was like, geez, I just couldn't believe how good it was because I heard it was bad, and so I was waiting for the next song for it to
Mhm.
start being bad, and
Keeps
I got
getting
to the
better.
end. Yeah, and I got to the end. I'm like, why did people say this was bad again? What was wrong with this? It was just so good.
It was so heavy and so
Yes,
fast. It was so
yes,
good. So good. Yeah,
yes.
I love the production on this. I thought it was especially for Megadeth at this time, it was like pretty much a perfect record, really. Like you couldn't really ask for more from it. And vocals were fine. No problem with that. I mean, yeah, every song got better and every song was just good. So, I mean, I can't. It's something I'm definitely going to go back to, which I was very surprised about.
Yeah, yes. This one there's a few that I will go back to because some of these ones, like I've listened to them so many times, I just know where they're going to be. Some of these I know I'm never I will
Yeah.
never ever listen to The World Needs a Hero again. I won't listen to
No.
Super Collider. You could probably twist my arm into 13, like if you said like, oh, you're just check this out. Okay, maybe because it was again first impression. I was not impressed. um, I don't need to listen to Risk again,
No.
but a lot
I
of these
uh
things, I
I
will moving forward. I'm going to do So Far So Good So What again because I had been kind of down on that record lately, but I have a new appreciation for it. But yeah, Endgame is making it to the rotation.
oh yeah. Yeah, and I listened to Endgame and then I listened to 13. And when I listened to 13, I was like, wow, like I thought 13 was going to be better than Endgame. And then by the time, and 13 is long, it's 13 songs. And then I went back to Endgame, like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Endgame is so good.
Yeah,
Then yeah, like it was weird because when I first listened to 13, I thought it was going to be really high.
I heard
And then,
13 was a good one. And I heard Endgame was a bad one, and then whoever told me that may have just had them confused.
yeah, they must have. Yeah, like, so yeah, Endgame was is just really good. Yeah. I don't really have much more on that.
No, no.
We're
So
getting to
you
the
want to move
top
on?
five. Yeah, we can.
This is where I think until the top three, I think this is the last chance we'll have to sync up.
Oh
Because
no.
I'm going to guess
Not
now. I
looking
think
good. It's really not looking good. I'll
number
be
four,
honest
I'm
with you.
going to guess you have euthanasia. That's just my guess. Because number five, I have dystopia.
Interesting. Really?
Yeah,
I
you know how
we'll
much I
have
love dystopia,
we'll have to talk about that. No, I don't. I'm at a loss for words. We don't have any chance.
though. We do with the top three, unless this
I
one you
don't
have
think
like
we do.
you have P cells for number five.
No, I for number five. This is I thought about it, and this one wasn't going to be in my top five because of just how good Endgame is. But I was thinking, okay, if you had only five Megadeth records, you need you need to have this one in it, because I believe it's the best hard rock album of all time.
Oh, it's euthanasia.
It's Euthanasia.
Right.
Yeah,
I just thought you would have that higher.
I
Because
think
my initial
it's.
prediction was I thought you had that at number four.
I mean, it's close, but I even for me, I'm like, all right, it's not better than what I have in the top four.
Well, that was kind of my problem with euthanasia is just every other album is it's just so good. Like
Yeah.
euthanasia is genuinely so this was one of the last ones I listened to
Hmm.
because I already knew like where it stood. So I listened to it 14th
Okay.
and yeah, I had it at my number seven.
I don't think you've listened to it for a while though, because I would bring up
It
some
has
stuff and
it has been a while. So I wrote the first thing I have is Great Start, Reckoning Day Rules. There is not a bad song. I genuinely there is not a
yeah.
bad song on this
No, I
album.
agree.
Okay, so what I did, I wrote the album is a perfect mid tempo break. Like if you are
Yeah.
listening to like a bunch of thrash, this album is so much better than Countdown to Extinction. It's
I
like
agree.
this album is what people say
I thought
Countdown
you
to
liked
Extinction is.
Countdown more. That's funny. I guess you're listening to it.
I think Countdown, there is no song, with the exception of maybe Addicted to Chaos. I think there's no song on Euthanasia that I like more than Skin of My Teeth.
Hmm.
But the other songs
Yeah.
on Countdown, none of them are as good as I think any of the songs
Yeah.
on
And I think with
Euthanasia. Like maybe even Victory, I think is a good song.
Victor's cool. I think with Countdown too, it doesn't specify like what genre it is. Like Euthanasia, all right, this is like
Perfect '90s hard rock.
yeah, exactly.
With
Like
it reminded me a lot of Sounds of White Noise. where
Mm.
they kind of figured out like this is the tone, but they're not trying to be like System of a Down or Pantera. Like they kind of have like a general 90s like sludgy rock sound, but there's a lot of great harmonies. There's
Hmm.
good riffs. The
Yep.
drumming and the leads are really good. So
Yep.
I wrote Addicted to Chaos is the best song, and I wrote Blood of Heroes is another standout. All the songs are well written, and it feels really musical, but it doesn't feel like cheesy.
Yeah. No, I agree. And like the song titles are cool. Like that. Like, um, and even before re-listening, like, I occasionally like, the Addicted to Chaos, obviously like that, the drumming and just that rhythm comes into my head. Like, oh, I gotta listen to that song. But also, like, I like Elysian Fields,
Oh, Elysian
Family
Fields is
Tree,
really good. Oh, I like
Euthanasia is
Family
pretty
Tree. I like
cool.
that one a lot.
That one's cool. The Killing Road has a cool riff.
Lost my
That's
mind to the killing road.
um, yeah, and I think
I like that one
I
a lot.
I don't remember liking Reckoning Day so much, but
That one's good.
re-listening to it, it is a cool song.
It's also a good intro.
Hmm. Yeah. And this is one where, okay, you could introduce someone to this. And I do like the vocals. I think this is where I think he's kind of got the singing thing figured out for what he's trying to do. Because the victory is like that, it's got an edge to it.
Oh,
You could hear that in his voice.
I also wrote down like as far as my rankings, I wrote excellent album, better than Endgame, and I loved Endgame.
Yeah,
Like
like
this is like everything in this is like A to S tier.
mhm.
Like this is like yeah, like Youth and it was hard for me to put it at 7.
I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought you would have almost had it lower.
No, I thought it was great because it's so consistent. That's the
It
best thing
is.
about it.
Yeah.
Because like if you like the beginning of it, then like that's the problem with a lot of the stuff I put towards the bottom is like there's good songs at the top and then it just nosedives.
Yeah.
This one stays like good, and then it parallels another record that I have higher where it's just like if you like the beginning, well, you're not going to be disappointed with the end.
I kind of think I know which one you're talking about.
I think you do too. Yeah, this I thought this is an overlooked album. Like Countdown to Extinction just sold a lot. This one is just
Hmm.
a better record.
Yeah, it has at least like five like top tier songs for me that I like have to listen to. So you might as well just listen to the whole album.
Well, yeah, because if
Maybe
you like
more.
those songs, you're not
Yeah.
you like all of them. It's one of the it's as far as like consistency, I think it's the second most consistent record.
Yeah, and the production is
Oh yeah,
perfect.
that's
It's
another thing that's worth
perfect.
noting. I think the
Yeah.
production of this is also better than
Yeah.
Countdown. And Countdown is a
Yeah, it
really
is.
well produced album.
Yeah. No, it is. Um, and you still get the solos.
The I think the
Um,
guitar playing is better than on
I'd
Countdown.
agree. Obviously, Skin of My Teeth is the outlier for Countdown,
That's the
but
problem with Countdown is
yeah.
it has Skin of My Teeth and then it has two radio singles, which like the more I've heard them, Dave has been playing Symphony of Destruction for 30 years. Like we like it's not that good of a song. It's just people think they have to have it because
I think, yeah.
it's just always there. I would rather him go into anything else from Euthanasia that's not a Toot Lemon. Honestly now for
Yeah,
sure a Toot
that
Lemon is the worst song on the album.
yeah.
But even back then, like a Toot Lemon's still a good song. You know what? I'm gonna tell you the one thing I hate the most about the Toot Lemon. I guess I don't know if it's the most, but it was the thing. I think it made me the most angry. It was the Toot Lemon has one of my favorite solos, and
Yeah.
then Ben Dover changes it.
The
it's not in the cover.
Oh,
Like
that's crazy. That's fun. I didn't notice that. I guess 'cause
what's
I didn't re-listen to those two songs.
that's funny.
Even
No,
though it's,
I
one of my favorite
genuinely
records.
forgot about it, so I had to listen to it.
That's good.
And
Yeah, that
yeah, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say that was one of my things I was gonna say is I didn't care who was in the band, and if you want to find out who we're talking about, go subscribe to our Patreon. It's our first episode where we almost had someone on the show and didn't happen. He
It didn't
decided
happen.
to bend over.
Yep,
We had David Ellison on the show. That was cool. He
that
was
was
cool.
cool. Nice guy.
Um, it's too bad he isn't on every album,
It is
but
too bad. There is, and I feel like I notice it when he is on the album.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but I can kind of hear a difference. So I don't know what that means. Like meaning like
And
can he
it
get
could
in
be as
Dave's ear?
simple. It could be as
Yeah.
simple as him just saying like, I want to have a bigger presence, or like I have an idea I could do this and this and this, and then just like, okay,
Yeah,
why
that's
not?
that's kind of what I was thinking too. Because yeah, the bass player's not, not gonna come up with the riff or
I think
structure a song
I
differently.
think
Like
that's
I don't.
largely true, especially in Megadeth.
Yeah. Um, yeah, but I think that's kind of all I've got on euthanasia. I mean, for me, it did crack the top five. It almost didn't. And Endgame is obviously a better, thrash record, but the way I did it, hey, this is a hard rock album. Maybe, I mean, it's heavier than Iron Maiden, so I guess you could say it's a heavy metal album, but
I
it
mean,
really, it's a,
it is. I mean, it's metal enough, but
yeah,
for a Megadeth standard, or
yeah,
just like the
exactly.
'90s,
And
it's
it's consistent. It's probably like the most consistent record because
yeah,
there's no like thrash songs on it. Like Victory is the fastest song, and
and it's not even that
that
fast.
no,
It's
it's
like
not.
10 BPM faster.
I do love I think it's like the ending of it where it goes
Yep.
like I like
When he plays
when
Electric Eye.
yeah. Exactly.
I like Electric Eye.
Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, that's someone you introduce someone on the street and invite them home. Give them some
Invite a
food and some
stranger into
water.
your house. Maybe if they're sitting
Yeah.
behind you on a bus,
Yeah, exactly.
maybe you just got to
They
show them some
seem like
Megadeth.
as long as they're interesting, let them in. I'm sure
Yeah,
he's got a story to tell you.
I bet he does. So number 4, because that was your euthanasia. So now number
We might
4,
like a we might.
I nope, we're not. I'm going to guess you have no. Oh, you probably have Rust in Peace. I have The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead.
Oh, crap. Really? You
I
have that
loved
in
it.
front of dystopia?
It was tough, but I did it.
I can't believe you did that.
Dude,
The heck?
I couldn't either. I almost wrote Dystopia in at a higher spot before listening to everything.
Yeah.
And I listened to Dystopia late. I listened to Dystopia was 13th. The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead, I listened to it 15th. So
And
it
you
was
just couldn't
way
believe
late.
you saw it. Yeah. You couldn't
Yeah, like
believe you got that.
after many,
Number 4.
yeah,
I feel stupid now.
as you
It
should.
hasn't. I mean,
Do you seriously
which
have
means
Rust in
I mean, I
Peace?
feel the same, but
You really have Rust in Peace? What do you have at number 4? Is it Dystopia?
no,
Is it Rust in Peace?
it is Rest in Peace.
Wow,
And
that's crazy. I mean,
because the production isn't. Um, I kind of give it a knock with the production, and for me, the vocals take a step back from the first 2 records, even though that's not something I should do. But there's certain albums I judge a little harsher, but re-listening to it, and I go back to this album a lot. Like like
yeah,
I do love it. But Holy Wars is one of the best songs I've ever heard. Um, but
yeah. So
nothing. But
Rust in
that's the
Peace was an
highlight.
album. Um, I have it slightly higher. I Rust in Peace was the only one where I actually knew where it was going to lie. And it's one of those albums like when I put it on, like I had realized like I've listened to this album probably 100 times. Like I forget how often I listen to it and how
Yeah.
like still frequently I listen to it. I actually don't have that many notes on Rust in Peace. Like this is what I wrote. I wrote this is I wrote Rust in Peace, then Take No Prisoners are the weakest songs. So yeah, that was literally what I wrote. And I write them as like they're not even bad songs. They're both
No,
good
they're
songs.
not.
I don't count Dawn Patrol as a song. It's more of an interlude.
No, no.
And I wrote, and this was the I think it was ninth. It was the ninth song or ninth album I listened to, and I wrote just number 3, no question.
Yeah, all the songs are they're A songs. Rust in Peace and Poison Was the Cure, I gave a B,
Really,
but they're not
Poison.
bad.
Really, Poison Was the Cure. B. I think that's one of the better songs.
It's probably the most creative song.
Yeah,
Very
and I
different.
love the intro, and then yeah, how the riff is so awesome,
Yeah, it is.
and
That
I
is.
love the lead in it too. Five Magics was one that slowly grew on me. That might be that and Poison Was the Cure. I think are my favorite songs on the album. Like I like
Interesting.
Hangar 18. I think Hangar 18 is a little overplayed because the end is cool, but I think that the beginning of it is just so much cooler because it does become a different song. Same with Holy Wars, but Holy Wars ends up circling back to being Holy
Yeah, it
Wars.
does.
Where Holy Wars is such an epic song that I feel like that should have been the album closer.
It just seemed like
It's perfect wherever it is, either the beginning or the end. But yeah, Holy Wars is just such a great song, and there's so many cool chords on this album.
hmm.
That's the thing about it is it's very musically creative. It's not
Hmm.
as melodic as other things, especially it's not as melodic as the first two. But the
Right.
production is it's like it's the best produced Megadeth record, but there's just so many cool chords throughout the album. There's so many cool riffs. Like Lucretia is kind of a weird song,
I do like
in
that song.
but it's a great song. But it's like it has a very strange riff, but it's great.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. It feels very almost jazzy, except it is still musical instead of just chaotic
They're
noise.
right.
Yep. That yeah, that's something about Granny's rocking chair. It's like there's weird stuff. And then
Oh, there's weird stuff.
actually, I take it back. The best song on the album, it's Tornado Souls.
That one is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, Tornado Souls is the best song, but not counting that, I think it's yeah. Then I go Poison Was the Cure, then Five Magics. Lucretia is really cool. Yeah, Take No Prisoners is cool because it's fast and the drumming in it's really cool, and I do like that.
I
Even
like that
David,
riff. I think that's one of the coolest
jam,
riffs.
jam, jam,
I don't even. I can't even hum it.
yeah, and I like
It goes. It's so fast. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just not as just compared to the other songs on the album. I just think the other songs are just so more musical and melodic that I think that's what pushes them over for me. And I do like that David Ellefson even gets his like everyone gets something to do. Like that is a cool song. It's a much better song than Rust in Peace. Rust in Peace is a good song. I would give it a B. Everything
Yeah.
else on that album, I give an A. Like Tornado
Yeah.
Souls S, A plus, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
other than that, yeah.
What also made me think of too is like wow, like Nick Menza's drumming is awesome. Why
It's
why could
just on
why
this
could he
album.
be on so far? Yeah, this album in particular, where it kind of like I don't know. I guess this
There's
one. I mean,
this one he has the most to do, and this is what we talk
yeah,
about. Like where's the album that's between Rust in Peace and Countdown to Extinction? Because like
right.
it goes from Take No Prisoners to Captive Honor. Like what's going madness comes and madness goes. Like we're missing some
Yeah,
crucial things here.
yeah. And that's generally how I would kind of um judge Countdown too. It's not that natural progression where Euthanasia's always had a soft spot in my heart because it went from Countdown to Euthanasia. That's a better jump
That makes
than
sense.
Rust in Peace to Countdown. Like, wait a minute, we lost. There should be like a few
Real
things missing
missing.
here. Maybe
Do you
maybe
remember?
even the system has failed should be in between that.
Do,
It's not.
do you remember the episode of The Simpsons where they had the curfew for the kids?
Oh yeah, and
And
the old people are out like driving and stuff.
yeah, it
Is
was
that one?
uh no, not that one. It was the one where the Homer, Lenny, Carl, possibly Barney, they all got super hammered
Yeah, and they're
and
driving the car around, messed up one of
they destroyed
the
the school.
backstops of the school.
Yeah, but like they're
That was
like
the
in the
baseball field.
showers and they're singing "We are the
The
gym," and then he
gym.
slips and he goes, "Oh, careful there." But the next morning they're like, "Homer, what happened last night?" And then he's like, "Ugh," and then he's like
Weren't they
trying to
like
remember.
old Englishmen or something?
Yes, yeah. And then he's like, "I
Okay.
think I'll wet my whistle." And then it says "scene missing," and it shows him doing like maple dancing. He's like, "I don't know. I think everything seemed to
Is
work
his
out all
car
right."
like trashed?
Oh, look what those kids did to my car! Yeah, like that.
Uh,
That's how I feel about Rest in Peace to Countdown.
okay.
Like, what
Yeah.
happened? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
scene
accurate.
missing, and that was something that I really thought about. Like, Nick Menza is like Megadeth's drummer, quote
Yeah.
unquote. Like how Marty Friedman, Marty Feldman, Marty Feldman wasn't that the guy from Young Frankenstein?
He could have been.
Played Igor, but he was also the guitar player for Megadeth.
Yeah.
But Marty Friedman is Megadeth's guitar player. But Nick Menza doesn't really show off much of what he can do after Rust in Peace. And then you listen
No.
to Rust in Peace and you're like, yeah, this guy can drum.
Yeah, that's a top tier drummer. Like he could do it all. He could be on any record, even those like he could be on Endgame. He could do all that.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but but the crazy thing with Menza is that you could always tell when it's him drumming, like a Countdown or Euthanasia. Like I've never heard another drummer kind of sound like that, but he isn't
Yeah,
really
he knows
expanding
how
himself.
he knows how to adapt to the music that's being played. Like
Mhm.
Chuck Baylor was like literally one
That
two
was
like
rough.
the most bare bones drummer. No dynamic. Like Lars
Mhm.
Ulrich could have been the drummer on So Far So Good So What. Maybe
Yeah,
not that bad, but
there's like one part I think I'd set the world afire where it's like pretty good, but other than that, like it's
he was the
uh
most serviceable. He was the jobber of drummers.
yeah, that was especially
It,
going from Gar, which
yeah, well,
we'll
we
get
will. Yeah,
to.
we
We're
will get
almost
to it.
there. We're
That
almost there.
that is something that is in my notes, of course. But yeah, I didn't write a lot down for Rust in Peace because I think so highly of this album, and I forgot how frequently I actually do listen to. I
I
listen to
listen
it
to it all
all
the
the time.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
same, and
and
it
but
probably
and it
should go.
isn't. It's not. It's it, it's. I mean, you have it at number 4. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So that means that Dystopia is probably which.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What I will say is that Rust in Peace doesn't have that. I don't really mean to say it kind of like this, but I can say it that production, like Endgame's production. Like if you had
you want a
Endgame's
little more
production
grit.
on, yeah, I do. Even
Yeah.
though 90, you're probably guess not really gonna get that unless there's some death metal records that are like that. But
Yeah, if you want your record to
the
sound like
thrash,
crap, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I didn't have much on Rust in Peace either. I did say that I didn't like I wouldn't say I don't necessarily don't like the vocals, but going from the first 3 albums where I'm like the vocals are I like how Dave sounds in those, but this is the first album where I feel like he's actually trying to like learn how to be a singer, and it is distinct. It's very high pitched. It's not bad, but
He
I
doesn't
would have
have
rather him sound
that
like
more guttural growly
oh yeah,
of the
I'd
Beatles.
rather him sound like So Far So Good. I think that's one of his best vocal performances. you know, it's kind of interchangeable with peace cells as well, but and obviously you're not listening to Rust in Peace for the vocals. I
No,
get that. You're
yes,
listening to it for the
I
riffs and
think
the solos.
generally, I think it goes without saying the vocals, and it's not even bad. Like the vocals,
No,
it's
it's
like
not.
death metal. It's like the vocals accompany the music. I
Yeah,
could not imagine Dio or Rob Halford singing these songs. I don't think it would sound better. I think it would be kind of distracting. Like I think it needs this kind of, I don't want to call it amateur, but this kind of like DIY type deal that many of these bands did, like Kurt Brecht or
mm,
Tom Araya, these people, like, just we need someone there that fits the mold well enough. Because Dave
that's
wanted the singer for Diamond Head, just like
yeah,
Metallica wanted John Bush. Like
John Bush.
Metallica,
Yeah.
as much as like I give them crap, like James Hetfield is the perfect singer for that band,
Oh yeah,
and it's same with Dave. But again, the vocals are basically the weakest part, and yeah,
sure.
it generally goes without saying, except for on So Far So Good So What, where the weakest part is the drum.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, 'cause- yeah, I would say push back a little bit that maybe Rob Halford could sing Rust in Peace, but like
Okay,
Bruce
that one
Dickinson
wouldn't be
couldn't.
that bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like,
Bruce Dickinson and Dio would be a little too
only
over the
because
top.
Halford has done like Painkiller. If
Painkiller,
he
yeah.
could do that, then okay. But if you're doing, regular Priest, regular Rob
You know what?
Halford,
I
then
do
no.
take that back because Rob Halford
Yeah, you
has
take that back.
I take that back. I take that back. I take it back. I take it back. Yeah, Rob Halford has range, and I don't just mean like in terms of octave, like where he can
Mhm.
do a little lower and a little
He could do the
more.
guttural stuff too. Like, who knows what it would sound like, but
Yeah, I
he's
think
not.
that okay, that one could be pretty good. If anyone knows how to do AI stuff,
Yeah, that would
do
be
the
cool.
AI. I've seen AI. It was War Pigs, but it was Ozzy singing to. It was the lyrics for "Country Roads Take Me Home," but it was
Do you like
like
the? Do you like that song?
it was a good song,
Mhm.
but it was "Country Roads Take Me Home" to War Pigs, and it worked pretty well. But it was Ozzy, so if you can have Rob Halford sing "Holy Wars" for us, I mean that you know we just need this for science, as the kids say.
Yeah, the research purposes. Our
Yes.
our R&D team is on it.
Yeah, yeah. We'll send out the interns, but if you could help them out, that'd be good. Do you want to keep going with Rust in Peace?
Nah, I think that's enough.
Okay, so my number three, Rust in Peace. So yours is
No,
Dystopia. Oh my gosh, really?
it it is it is not dystopia.
Wow. High praise
Yeah,
for
so
Dystopia.
I did.
I hope it's Peace Cells.
It's not.
Oh, really?
It's
Killing is my
I
business?
Yeah, and part of it too, to an extent, is that I didn't want the very first song of or first album of a band to be their very first. Like they can't catch that glory. But at
So
the
that
same
was
time,
one of your parameters was something unrelated to the quality of the album. Is That's not the most DJ reason I've ever heard.
no, this is one of my favorite albums. Honestly, it really is.
That's top three.
The production, unfortunately, is
Bad.
it's just not
It's bad.
there.
The,
It is bad. I mean, and I listened to the Final Kill, so I didn't go back
that's
to.
what I did.
Okay, yeah, so that's what we're basing it off of.
The only
It's
one
like,
I listened to for the original was the cover of These Boots. That one I listened
okay,
to the original because it is a re-recording on the Final Kill.
yeah. What's crazy is like every song I put it's an A. There's no B. Like these boots, it's better than the original, and it's if it. I also thought like if it's not a cover, it could be a Megadeth song.
It's one of the it is single-handedly one of the absolute best covers of all time. Like it is up there with Diamonds and Rust in terms
Hmm.
of like, yeah, you could ignore the original completely.
Yeah, and I also thought too that this is The Last Rites, Love to Death is probably the coolest opener,
Yes.
not just of an album, but to introduce a band
Oh yeah.
like that.
It's a good
That
way to put it.
is, yeah, like that was really cool for me. I feel like I like I like the songs probably the most out of like this is the songs like are my favorite of any Megadeth record, but the production kind of doesn't do it for me. And I also think it's a little raw, but I like that. But I think the other albums are a little more refined, and like it was hard for me to put this even as low as number three. It is an overlooked album. It is something that influenced people on the street.
Yes. Man on the Street DJ.
Yeah. Yeah, boots. But if you were like introducing someone off the street to this, they'd be like,
I went
"What
from
is this?"
Capital Punishment to this,
Okay.
and this changed my perception of Megadeth, like for the better. So here's the only notes that I wrote. I wrote, ooh, period. Most likely number one. And I listened to it 12th, and I listened to it while I was exercising.
Okay.
This was the first one that I didn't sit down and listen to. I listened to it while I was doing something else. And and this was another one that I forgot how often I actually listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always loved Love to Death and Killing Is My Business. Like it's just like two of the coolest riffs, and that it's just like sounds like, especially Love to Death. It's like a shrieking guitar, and the the thing that stands out the most, and I think it's more prevalent on this one than P Cells. And by the way, I actually put this at number one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
did
my
not
God.
think it would get there. The last one I listened to was which is, you do some math.
Yeah.
Um, uh, the drumming. Gar Samuelson is the master of the ride. Nobody
Yeah.
knows how to use the ride cymbal more than him, because he doesn't just use it in place of the hi-hat, he almost uses it in place of the crash. And there's
Mhm.
this perfect bell chime in all these songs, because you have all these really chaotic riffs and the drums perfectly complement it. Like they're not matching it, it's complementing it. It's I wish after Peace Sells someone was smart enough to say, you guys have it, but you're all miserable junkies. And if you guys get clean, you can be like billionaires.
Yeah.
And then just imagine a world where Gar doesn't have Hep, and
Mm.
then him and Chris Poland are still in Megadeth. Because I think a lot of the problems that can't, like Dave had problems with these people because he was a drug addict and alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's probably hard
It
generally to get
it
along with
can be
those people.
around those people too if when you actually did want to get clean too.
That
Um,
that too, that too.
yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I had System has failed so high, higher
It's
than
Chris
probably should have,
Poland.
because I could feel some of that energy off of Killing Is My Business.
Did you
And
did you realize that every solo on Rattlehead is Chris Poland?
no, I didn't.
Yeah. Um.
That I
So
know you're not the biggest fan of that song, but
I think that's the
it's
weakest
literally
song on that album, and
it,
I think that's my problem with it.
and
Is
it's like
just
an
every
instrumental.
well, just
It's
every song on that album is so awesome, and that's like that song is like pure chaos, but not in a bad way.
no, no, no. It's cool. No, and
So good.
Gar's drumming on it. I don't know how you can
That's what
replicate it.
makes the song.
It's
Yeah.
really the his double bass work
Yes.
is like
At the very end.
unparalleled. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Looking down the cross is one
One
of
of the
those
best
like
songs ever written. Oh
it's
my
so
gosh.
cool.
It's
It's
so
that
cool.
yeah, it is a masterpiece.
It just feels so looming. Like it feels like something like dangerous is about to happen. And then yeah, just the drumming is what it Gar Samuelson's drumming is the glue that holds these masterpieces in place. Like that's what it is. Like there is a lot of really cool bass
Mhm.
lines in the first two albums. Chris Poland and Dave really complement each other. Like Chris Poland is like one of the best leads. Marty Friedman is different, but it's just the songs were different. So he played lead in a different way, so it's hard to compare them. Maybe Marty is a better guitar player. It doesn't really matter. But on those first two records, Chris Poland, excellent. And I love Dave's double layered vocals.
Yeah.
And just these riffs are so abstract, such great chord progressions, and just as a main riff for what Love to Death is. And then you get this nice break with Skull Beneath the Skin, which has this really shrieking, scary start, but then just really doomy with the nice riff comes.
It's one of the coolest riffs.
Yeah, it's great. No, this I was not expecting this. Like it's been a while since I've front to back this album, and I was so sure this was going to be number 2. I knew going in Rust in Peace was going to be number 3. I thought Risk for sure was going to be number 16.
Okay.
Yeah, and then yeah, I was really taken
aback.
Number
12. That might be worse than my list.
Well, the ones before it, my parameters are I think a little more sensible
I judge each one on the list has different parameters.
Yeah, mine are just how did I feel? Where the first 4 upset me, where Risk I was just scratching my head. Like they thought this was a good idea.
Yeah.
Megadeth put this out, but really? Like Risk was bad, but it was bad for Megadeth. It wasn't bad for lack of trying, because it sounds like they tried, they failed. Yeah. Where Killing Is My Business, few bands have had riffs like this, and almost no bands. Like as much as I love Dave Lombardo and Tom Hunting, like this Gar Samuelson is completely different beast. This is why people give Megadeth the reputation that it has. Is that this album in particular? The only thing going against it is the production is terrible. It sounds bad. It sounds better than a demo, but I mean, it barely sounds better than my record.
I don't think it sounds better than your record.
Maybe it doesn't. It's honestly, really scratchy. Yeah. It's pretty.
I actually listened to yours recently, but yeah, it's there's it also has like Chosen Ones. That one could have been a radio hit. I don't know if it was or not. If it wasn't playing time.
I don't think they didn't get radio airplay until Peace Sells.
Yeah, it's Chosen Ones is similar to.
And the drums in that are like kind of like fun and like upbeat and like poppy. Like that song's fun. It's a fun song, but that riff is awesome.
That's crazy.
There's a little more David Ellefson shine.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can. Yeah, awesome. And the one going in that I actually thought, I was like, I don't know genuinely how I feel about this one, was Mechanics. And then listening to it, I'm like, no, awesome. I love this song. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
and I'm still kind of soured by like the Four Horsemen.
Sure.
But I don't hate the Four Horsemen. I do think it's one of the better.
You just hate 3 of the Four Horsemen.
I do.
Yeah.
I hate Steve McMichael. No, I just hate the middle of it when it becomes Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mechanics was awesome. It's so fast. I mean, the lyrics are kind of ridiculous. But yeah, and just having that cover, that's such a goofy cover with that perfect drumming. And this is the only album, well, not the only one. The Gar Samuelson albums are the only ones I can really highlight as like the drumming is next level. Like this is something else. Like it's good to have good drumming, but it's almost the best thing about the record. It's certainly better in the production,
especially with the riffs that are in there. It's probably my favorite record, but I don't think it's the best one. it better production, a
Well,
little
these are our
better production.
favorites.
Yeah,
That's what
well,
we're doing.
it's not what ended up here.
All right, yeah, too many
For
parameters.
for the street, yeah, I did. I did. I like to overcomplicate things. But yeah, looking down the cross, I love the part where it's like
Crushing the
it
bones
almost
of 100 foot, swinging the judgment hammer.
I love what yeah, it does that perfect blend of it's kind of
With
slow, that
that
gets
when he does the
fast.
ride in the background and he's hitting it perfectly.
Yep, it's just once it makes you want to hit the dance floor and throw your partner round and round, you know.
I do.
It's got that groove. I hate using that word, but it just has that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
Uh,
you got to use the best word that you have.
yeah, on that album, I just wrote down Gar Samuelson and I circled it.
That's funny because all I wrote is ooh, most likely number one.
Yeah. Yeah, and I graded them. They're all A songs. Browhead, I guess a B, but it's probably still like an A minus.
I give them
Just
all an A just because, I mean, it depends on what you're doing. Like if you're trying to go to sleep, Rattlehead's probably like a D plus,
mhm.
but just er, especially when I was exercising. I did rep 135 on military press while I
That's
was
pretty good.
listening to that. Yeah. So I do credit that to um you know
And yeah,
those few.
credit is due where it is, it's supposed to be. So that's appropriate.
Yeah. So that's what I got. It's my favorite. I wasn't sure. It was the first one that I actually listened to. Like the first thing I heard from them was Capital Punishment,
Hmm.
and then
Okay.
it was then like the first album was Killing Is My Business. Like
I
man,
I
this is
listened to
something.
this album a lot. Like the last year, I've listened to it a lot.
Yeah, me
So
too.
I,
Like
you
I
know,
really I
I
I
love
I
this record.
I underestimated how much I actually listened to my top three, especially Rust in Peace. I didn't realize how much. I'm like, dude, I'm always listening to this album. I always put it on when I'm driving, but
Yeah.
I'm not because I'm just not really paying attention. I'm just looking at the road.
Yeah, it's just something good it doesn't get old. All
No,
right. And it's got good production. And they got the solos, got the riffs.
yes, it's
Um,
got it
I
all.
mean, it's got
Killing Is My
um,
Business doesn't have it all. It doesn't have the production, but what it lacks in production, it makes up for with riffs and Gar Samuelson and Chris Poland.
yeah,
But
and
I
David
think
Ellefson.
I think Chris Poland and Marty Friedman are kind of like a 1-to-1. Like
Yeah, the
I
songs are a little different. 'Cause I
yeah,
do
I wouldn't
like
be unhappy like if Dave just announced, "Oh yeah, our guitar player left." Like it's gonna be an old classic
mhm.
for the last time. Like if he said Chris Poland or Marty Friedman, I wouldn't be like. If he said Marty Friedman, I would be like, "No, it should have been Chris Poland." If he said Chris Poland, yeah, I should have been Marty Friedman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fine with either of them.
Yeah, I don't really even know. Maybe it's the leads, but a lot of the beginning of those songs in the first two records where it's just like kind of crazy guitar playing
Beep
where it
beep 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 beep.
yeah, it's just doing stuff like that, and then it
I
builds
loved
like it.
you to death. Wow! What else you got on Killing Is My Business?
I think that's about wraps it up for that one.
All right,
I do.
so number two, what I got
Uh,
for number two, which yeah, the
Number
um
two,
I got P cells. Who's buying?
not me apparently.
You got dysentery.
I do. I was shocked that this album is where it is on my list, and a lot of it has to do with the
I mean, I
production
had it in my
value.
top five.
It is in the top five.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still shocked it's there, but it is there. It's something that I just I think I also judged it too for where it came in this band's discography. I mean, it's Yeah, dystopia. The threat is real.
Dude, this is
Such a
crazy.
cool song.
Genuinely, I listened to this album. This was 13th on my list.
Mhm.
I was listening to The Threat is Real when I got the text, "Hey, Charlie Kirk's just been shot." And then it was like the line when he said a fatal shot. I was
Mm.
like, "Oh, dang."
So you remember
Yeah,
that
so
forever.
yeah, my first note, yeah, so forever that song is going to be tied to that. So the first note that I have is, and I spelled it wrong intentionally. I wrote freaking awesome. Freekin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get your
Uh,
freak on.
yeah, get your freak on. It's awesome. So Emperor Has No Clothes continues Dave's trend of writing songs about people he doesn't like. I wrote consistent, great lyrics, great riffs, no bad songs, and it has
Yeah,
my second favorite cover.
the foreign policy.
Yes, which I
That
love.
one is good.
I love both versions of that song. And I also wrote top five, no question. Yeah, I've this is probably my fourth listen to Megadeth record. Like in terms of how many times I've listened to all the songs there. So the reason that the Sick, the Dying, and the Dead pushed it out is just how much faster it is, and it's just so much more aggressive. This one is tighter.
Yeah, it's super tight.
Yeah, this one is it's a I think it's a more intelligent one, but I think just having that raw aggression from the Sick, the Dying, and the Dead is what got that ahead of me. But Dystopia, all the songs, like this goes back to like the creative aspect.
Hmm.
I love
Yeah,
um,
I thought the Sick, the Dying, and
Lying
the
in
Dead was a
State.
little slower
I don't think so.
because you've
Let's
got
go. Okay,
kind
do
of
you remember? You remember? But then the drums do like
uh
it doesn't go into the thrash.
it
No one will miss a menace to
doesn't,
society.
but it does really fast double bass, which is
But it doesn't do everything else.
you
It
know
doesn't do that
okay.
traditional
Well, Sick, the
thrash
Dying, and the
beat.
Dead, the one like thrashy song, which I mean I like
Life in
it,
Hell.
was well that one, but Celebutante has kind of like the thrashy
I think
sound
the
to it.
whole album kind of does.
It
Not
is,
the
but
other ones are
like
faster.
Dogs of Chernobyl is kind of slow.
Sure,
Junkie slower.
Junkie is slower, yeah.
We're talking about Soldier.
We'll talk about Dystopia. I'm
Yeah,
just telling you
yeah.
why
We're talking
I
about
pushed Sick, the Dying, and the Dead over
okay.
Dystopia,
I
even
mean,
though
I
because
like the record. It's
yeah. Well, and I was singing the praises of Dystopia forever. But again, top
you
five.
were.
Yeah, I really like one of. I think the threat is real. Probably gets me the most pumped for multiple reasons, but I love Poisonous Shadows.
So I have a funny story about that. I was
Tell me.
before we decided to do this, I had been listening to Dystopia, like I said, a lot, especially when I heard Megadeth was going to retire. And my wife comes in the car, and I plug the phone in, and automatically on the media display it shows like what song I was listening to, and she goes, "Poisonous Shadows, Megadeth."
Does
Like,
she
oh
not
yeah,
know that you listen to Megadeth?
she's like, what is it didn't play. It didn't put her through that, but
That one would be the easiest one for her to listen to, honestly.
probably of those. I do really like the Emperor. It kind of has that. It reminded me a lot of Looking Down the Cross when it has that little kind of that groovy sound. I don't know. It's weird, but I like every song. No bad songs, like you said. Post American World
I
is
think Fatal
huge.
Illusion has like the most like looking down the cross type of groove.
Mm.
Like the
Um,
drums feel like that's what they're trying to go for.
yeah. Conquer or Die is a really cool instrumental.
Death from Within speaks to me.
I think that's that song. Death from
Da,
Within,
da, da,
Bullets in
da,
Heaven.
That's
Lying in State is awesome.
Lying in State is all awesome. There.
Yeah,
So, did I tell you the story of why I listened to Dystopia?
I don't think so. Or I
So,
forgot about it.
yeah, it's possible that you forgot about it, and I just didn't talk about it on the show. So when it came out, like at this point, I'd long given up on the notion that Megadeth is going to release any good record ever again. Like, I mean, I skipped Endgame, for goodness sake. But I read that Megadeth new record, like, critics pan it because lyrics are racist and xenophobic, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to listen to this record. That sounds pretty good. And then I listened to it, and I'm like, okay, I get why they're saying it, but it was like, yeah, because it was the most ridiculous thing. But yeah, that was what like people were saying, like because like one review I read was Dave's friendship with Alex Jones is really
Hmm.
shining through. I want to say it was might have been Death from Within or it was Post American World that they highlighted as like being that because like I want to say because like
Excuse
which one
me.
was it? Lying in State? I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, this. Keep in mind, this was 2016.
Yeah,
This was
it's been a
9
minute.
years ago. I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember one review from 9 years ago that made me listen to one of my favorite bands again because
Yeah.
they threw those words around. Because this was a time like everyone was like calling everyone all these names, and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"You're a fascist!" Like, why? You support Donald Blorf or like whatever stupid stuff that people were saying.
Yeah.
And then yeah, but they were saying something because he basically says in one of the songs that like that the country's no longer the country
Dystopia.
anymore. Well, that wasn't dystopia. I think it was Death from Within.
I just hit my head. I usually
Dystopia is a
like
good song.
once in a while it just pops in my brain and I'm like, oh, listen to
Dystopia.
that.
Down, dystopia.
Did I cut off your story?
No, it's fine. I was just trying
Okay.
to remember out
All
loud.
right. Well, I remember when I started listening to the newer Megadeth, well, the Sick, the Dying, and the Dead, because I had long given up on Megadeth. It hasn't, it used to be like, oh, a new record from one of these old bands I used to like, well, listen to, but I just stuck listening to the first five, six records, whatever. And Megadeth, obviously, kind of like you, hadn't listened to it in a while, but one of my dad's friends, like I don't know how we started talking about this, but he's like, yeah, I've been listening to Megadeth a lot lately. Like their new album's really good. I'm like, oh, really? So that's when I listened to the Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. I'm like, wow, that's very different than what I was expecting. It's not.
That was
It's so
probably how
weird.
I felt about dystopia.
Yeah, and at first, what's really weird for me is I like these albums the more I listen to them. At first, I think I get a little
Even
too
risk,
critical. Oh, yeah, that grows on me.
like a
Yeah,
parasite,
it
or like a
does.
tumor.
Yeah, that's no, we don't talk about risk. You like it, I guess.
I didn't
You
like
need to
it.
listen to it
I didn't
again.
like it. I just hated it less than the other ones that I didn't like. Those top five were like albums I don't like, and Risk, at least it lived up to its name.
It
I
barely
mean,
got in your top five of least favorite
United
albums.
Abominations, I could call it justly named. 13, I could say, well, that was sure unlucky. Super Collider was super generic. And then The World Needs a Hero to save us from this bad album. How do you feel about these reviews that I just came up with off the top of my head?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Should have led with that.
Well, yeah, I had to build up to it. I needed some time to let it percolate in my
I
brain.
appreciate that. That's pretty good.
All
Yeah.
right. BRB, give me 30 seconds.
Reason.
Okay, and we back.
Okay.
All right. So back to dystopia.
Yes, yes, and for me, really sets it apart as the production and the heaviness, the riffs.
I do actually I like when Dave is intelligent about his politics.
That too. Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
vocals are good. They're a little better than the Sick, the Dying, Dead. I know that doesn't have
I would
too much
say it's
weight.
he has slightly less cancer than he did on the sick, the
Hey,
dying, and the
you
dead,
know,
most likely. So I
sick,
would
the
say that's
dying,
probably
the
why.
sick, the dying, and didn't die.
The sick,
Uh,
the dying,
not
and
dead.
the Dave.
The Dave, yeah. No, and I, it's amazing that after that he put out an album that was the sick,
It
the
was
dying, and
good.
the dead. Really
Yeah,
good. The top, yeah, top tier album.
he
Should have
easily
been
could
higher
have.
on my list,
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
very, very strange that.
It should have been my number
But
seven
you have
or
these
six.
like bizarre
I
parameters that you
do.
picked up in Alice in
I
Wonderland,
I
Mad Hatter
stopped
Tea
taking my
Party,
medication the last month, and
which that's kind
you
of funny.
know.
That would have tied into something I was going to lead with, but um, it doesn't matter.
I appreciate that.
It'll pay off in the next episode.
Okay, good. Yeah, there wasn't. It's kind of like the ramblings of an incoherent person or something. If you could hear my brain talk, it wouldn't help you very much.
you you
Just
would
imagine being married to me. My goodness, my poor wife.
yeah.
She doesn't know what the hell to do.
Well, she's just as delusional as you are.
Yeah,
She 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 thinks that certain things that are real aren't.
yeah,
Certain things that aren't real are.
it is true. We do bond over that.
But yeah, it's top five easily. It's this felt like this could have been another one of the links before Countdown.
Oh yeah,
Like
I
the more I listen to all of these, I feel like Countdown to Extinction feels like that could have come out post World Needs a Hero.
oh easily.
Yeah, like it's oh look, there's some good songs on it, and then some other like average songs. Yeah, because I had Countdown at number 9. Yeah, Dystopia is a much better record in all regards. Drumming's tight, guitar playing's tight. I actually genuinely like the lyrics on this album.
Mm-hmm.
I think the
Yeah,
critics
that's
that were
creative.
upset about it, you guys, you're not music critics, you're political partisan hacks.
Well,
And
it seems like
someone gave
this
it. I
album.
was just looking up reviews. Someone
Yeah,
gave it a C plus.
that's good. I mean, lyrically and song title wise, it seems like this album could have been put out like today. It's crazy. It was like 10 years ahead of its time.
Yeah,
Or
the
like someone he knew something was up.
well, I mean, just that's how the trajectory that the country's been going on, and
Yeah.
nothing has been fixed, so nothing has been changed.
Hmm.
So yeah, so Consequence of Sound gave it a C plus. Exclaim gave it a 6 out of 10. Oh, they're Canadian. I don't respect Canadians.
Yeah.
Pop Matters, they gave it a 6 out of 10 as well. Rolling Stone is like the biggest joke of a website. They gave it 3.5 stars. All Music gave it 4. Blabbermouth gave it 8.5. Kerrang 4 stars out of 5. Guardian 5 stars out of 5. Metal Hammer 4.5 stars out of 5. Now 4 stars out of 5. Any Decent Music question mark. I guess that's a publication. It's an aggregate. They 7 out of 10 average Metacritic. 69 out of 100. Never forget that people will just get upset because the politics don't align with them. It's like, guys, you have the rest of the music industry. Like, if you don't like Dave's super, like, tame, moderate milk toast, normie, conservative Christian politics that sometimes slightly bleed into his lyrics if he's not singing about some girlfriend he had when he was 13. You got everything. You always got what's that band that we hate?
There's a lot.
Yeah, what's the one that we hate the most? Come on, they're like losers.
Children Bodom.
I don't think we hate them. I mean, I don't think we
No.
like them. No, the
No.
losers, the resistance guy. Bulls on parade.
Oh,
Okay.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, listen to Rage Against the Machine. Oh, what, they suck? Oh, well, I guess you're going to have to listen to a good band like Megadeth. Okay, here's a good one. A more moderate opinion of the album came from John Hadusek of Consequence of Sound, called the album worthy of bearing the band's name, but criticized several aspects of the release. He opined that Lolorio's playing was largely cold, calculated, and emotionless, and suggested that Mustaine's lyrics form a loose concept album of post-capitalist suspicions, X-Files conspiracies, and pseudo-libertarian rhetoric.
Nice.
What's pseudo-libertarian rhetoric?
I
Like,
don't
you
know.
actually kind of are pro-taxes? Like, you kind of want people to not have gun rights? Like, what is a pseudo-libertarian rhetoric?
Yeah, I thought
This is a stupid person trying to sound smart, because like
Yeah.
to say like pseudo-libertarian means like you're not really a libertarian. A libertarian believes all taxation is theft. So is this someone that's like, I want some taxes, and then that's what this album was?
Yeah, and I thought the solos were awesome.
I
All the
did
guitar
too. No,
playing
no,
was
this
awesome.
guy is just unhappy that Dave Mustaine is a conservative. So there you go.
You know, and it should have been number one for me because it won a Grammy. It's important.
Ooh, winning Grammys.
Yeah.
That does make the album less credible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey,
And,
it was their time. Their time.
well, do we
After
move
Super
on?
Collider too. That is
Yeah.
kind
It was like he had something to prove. Super Collider was the mistake that came after Endgame.
yeah, 13 and Super Collider kind of just, sterile. Endgame was awesome. Very, very pleasantly surprised with that. Dystopia, kind of surprised. I put it in my top two, but I just felt like, I mean, Killing is my business is one of my all-time favorites.
We did have 4 in our top 5.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, we're back.
Nothing linked up though. I was surprised. We've linked up on a song of the week. Oh, I guess an artist
with Armored Saint.
with Armored Saint. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is mathematically probably harder.
I
to
mean,
do
I would
than
say
this.
we liked all the bands that we talked about today.
Yeah.
So
did.
yeah, and we kind of linked up.
Yeah, well, we've got one more.
We got one more. Yeah, my number one was Killing Is My Business, and business is still good.
It is good. Yeah, and I've got Peace Sells, but who's buying?
Which was the last one that I listened to because I was so sure it was going to be my number one.
It's got your favorite song.
It does have my
it's not your favorite
song.
anymore.
No, it's still my favorite. But the thing that did it for me was every song on Killing Is My Business kept me at like top energy. I would say the parallel for Killing Is My Business is Euthanasia, where you like that beginning, you're gonna like how it ends, and it doesn't lay off the gas. Where Peace Sells, my problem with Peace Sells is that one random sore thumb in there, and the highs of Peace Sells are as high, probably higher than everything in Killing Is My Business. But I think Peace Sells, as great of a song as it is, it does lay off the gas a little too early. I think it needed to be later on in the record. And I think that I Ain't Superstitious should just not have been on that record. Especially when you have like, oh my gosh, the dark and doomy and ultimately like the fastest song ever, the Good Morning Black Friday.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that and then Bad Omen. Like just you have these three songs with these nice spooky like melancholy openings. Well, Bad Omen isn't really like melancholy, but it sounds like something scary is going to happen. But and then just when it just speeds up, oh my goodness, what a great song! I think the weakest songs on that album, and it's what brings it down for me. And they're not even bad songs, not even close. I Ain't Superstitious, kind of a fun song. That should have been on So Far So Good So
Yeah,
What.
yeah, I could agree with that.
Goodness gracious, it was that a So Far So Good So
Yeah.
What song. Peace Sells, which is still a good song. It's not as good as the other good songs on that. And then Wake Up Dead. Wake Up Dead, I also wrote Prototype Hangar 18.
I I've really grown to love Wake Up Dead. I think it's
I
a
I
great way
do
to
too,
start
but
the album.
compared to other songs, honestly, Set the World Afire should have been the first song on that album.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I could agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because Wake Up Dead just that feels like a radio song. Dun, 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 dun. But then you have the rest of that album, which is so, like 180 BPM, and it's so chaotic with all these amazing riffs and just this like perfect drumming. And then Wake Up Dead is just like this kind of mid-tempo song, very creative, very musical, great solos, but it doesn't match the tops of the rest of that album. Like as time goes on, I appreciate Wake Up Dead less and less because of the other songs on that album are so high. It does have three of the best Megadeth songs. In My Last Words, which is absolutely my favorite, no question. Good Morning Black Friday and Bad Omen. And The Conjuring, which is now a major motion picture playing in theaters everywhere.
yeah, it's a top seller. Yeah, Wake Up Dead has one of my favorite parts where it slows down. It goes ban,
And
ban, ban, and dan, 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 ban, and they go.
you die. Oh
Yeah, oh
wait,
yeah.
no, no, back up dead.
And then The Conjuring has one of my favorite parts too, where it slows. I think this is more of like obviously similar to Killing Is My Business. Got a little better production. It's
Much
and then
better.
the that's a big reason why. Um, and it just seems like the songs are a little bit more refined, where it has their particular like style. Like it's a full on masterpiece. Like Killing Is My Business is a masterpiece, but it's just a little more raw with the songwriting. Everything's awesome, but Peace Cells is like that was like a very natural evolution for the band, like a progression that they got it right with that style, with that group. And what I really love is when, and I've never really heard other bands do this, is they just, in a lot of the songs, it's I don't even know how to say it, but they just strum a chord and hold that note, and in the background is Gar just doing like the thrash beat or a very fast beat. It's so, I think they do it a lot in like maybe My Last Words a little bit, but the other songs as well. And on both records, where I haven't really heard that, where it's just, it could be a slower beat, but they Gar just goes after it like you wouldn't believe.
No, and that was it was this album, and I'm not saying no, I disagree, but like no, you wouldn't believe it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. This was where I wrote down Gars is the master of the ride. Like
Hmm.
in the like the opening of Bad Omen is like where like the drumming is just so awesome. Like he really knows how to play on the toms. Where if this was Chuck Baylor, it would just be hi hat snare drum hit. It would
Yeah.
just be dunch dunch. Like it would just been super generic. But he knows how to complement the riffs that he's given. And just when it speeds up in Black Friday, money's commotion, it's just so fast and just having that really dark, moody opening. It just sounds like something very ominous is about to happen, and then it just has a nice like. kind of mid-tempo opening, and then it just speeds up. It just gets so fast, and he really knows how to keep it sounding fresh. Like he's not just hitting the snare and the hi-hat as fast as he can. He has such great change-ups in the middle, and just how fast it gets during Bad Omen, during that.
Oh yeah.
It just a little
And
notification just
I
came
do,
up. It asked if we're playing music. Yeah, with my mouth, you stupid
yeah,
idiot.
I do love the rhythms too. All those, it's got the riffs. It's got plenty of riffs, and it's
And
fast.
the bass line in My Last Words is awesome
Yeah.
because it's just
I
the
I
down,
I
down.
do really like Peace Cells because it's similar to the Chosen Ones.
No, Peace
Where
Cells is a great song. It's just the highs of that record. Peace Cells and Wake Up Dead feel out of place.
I had heard, I think Chris Poland was talking about this, that Peace Cells was originally like 9 minutes long, and then Gar was the one that's like, no, let's like make this like 3 or 4 minutes. So I would be
I mean, it's
curious to
possible
hear.
that like maybe like there were a lot more parts where it like sped up, and then
Yeah.
it just changed a lot. I
Hmm.
mean, that would make more sense on that album. And also, another thing that I have is this album also feels kind of underappreciated in the grand scheme, like where everyone harps on Rust in Peace. But
Hmm.
this album came out the same year as Master of Puppets. Not just that, but it was the same year that Cliff Burton died.
Yeah.
So like it was kind of overshadowed by other things that had happened. So it's an album that really people remember for the singles, but like when people like it, oh yeah, The Conjuring, great song. Oh, My Last Word is a great song. But you forget about the whole middle of that album. Like when I was going through it, I was really thinking that Devil's Island would be a
Yeah.
low point for me.
No,
But
that's
I
a
was like,
good song.
no, this song's great.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I started dancing to it. Like, yeah, this is a good
Hmm.
one.
They
So
did
that's a
make dancing music.
yeah, that was a great song. Everything about it, like it was hard to not put this at number one, but just Killing Is My Business, just maintaining that pedal to the metal from front to back, and its cover was the perfect end cap for that. Where this cover just felt like Dave was thinking, like, wouldn't this be funny? Because who does that song?
Is it
The
Jeff
original,
Beck?
is that Jeff Beck?
I think so.
I mean,
Sounds right. I don't know why I would just pull up that name for no reason, but it's possible.
that is a great question. I Ain't Superstitious, performed by Howlin' Wolf.
All right.
The
There's
song
also
has
one
been
by Seth.
recorded by a number of artists, including Jeff Beck.
Okay. So I'm pretty
He
sure he
didn't
was a
pull it out of
fan.
nowhere.
Okay, it was something. Yeah. I like to
So,
be honest about if I'm lying.
yeah, I didn't think you were lying, but I do also think sometimes you're just kind of retarded.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
just looking this up. Megadeth has its own tab for this song. I'm just trying to find out. Okay, according to the group leader and singer Dave Mustaine, Willie Dixon heard our version and he goes, "Man, I like it. I thought that was great. That is the worst section I've ever heard. I don't care that the guy liked it. That's dumb." So, but possibly he pulled it from the Willie Dixon version. But the reason why I think it's so weird is, has Dave ever mentioned Willie Dixon as being like one of his influences? I've never heard that. I mean, it's possible it is, but that's completely new to me. Are you looking up some
I'm
background
trying.
for it?
Yeah. According to group leader and singer Dave Mustaine, Willie Dixon heard our. Oh wait, you
That's
already
the thing
said
I
that.
just read.
All right. Well. Excuse my friend. He's a little slow.
And he talks to himself too. He refers
Sons
to
of
himself
bitches.
in the
All right, I
third
got
person.
nothing. Back
Yeah,
to you,
that,
AC.
yeah. So that's kind of my only problem with it is this album is just so dark and so violent
Yeah.
and so aggressive, and then there appears to be a joke. Anarchy in the UK would have made more sense in this. Although I would have still had the same thought, but
Yeah,
this one comes out of nowhere. Like these boots on here, sure,
it's awesome.
yeah, I that would be fine here, but this one, it's the only song from a good album that I generally I skip it. The song
I
is, and it's a fine cover. It's fine.
Yeah,
Like you can
it's
hear
not
Dave's
bad.
cynicism in it, and it's like clearly he thinks it's funny.
Yeah, they make it heavier.
And Dave
I
is saying inappropriate things in it, just like in these boots,
Yeah, that is true.
which is yeah, like clearly he thought it was funny. Just like these boots, he thought it was funny. I don't fault him for that, but yeah, that's ultimately the deciding factor is like just the small nitpicks. Where both of these records, it could be interchangeable. He sells and killing is my business. It's not even close. I
Yeah,
like the gap between Rust in Peace and these two is big enough that yeah, Rust in Peace is over there. These are like Rust in Peace is like A plus. These are S tier.
mhm.
Like the line is so fine. Like and again, tomorrow this may change because I was on Peace Cells for so many years. But yeah, maybe tomorrow I change it. Nope, Peace Cells. Peace Cells is the best. And then who knows? Maybe tomorrow you'll be like, you know what? I thought about it. I realized Risk is as great as AC says it
That
is.
is not gonna change.
You don't know
There's no
that.
way.
There's a way. There's a will my way.
I,
Please,
there's
please,
three
try here.
albums better than that.
Four. It's better
Wait,
than four albums.
oh, well, on mine, yeah,
Yeah,
it
on
was.
yours, Risk was the bottom.
It was the bottom. You've got four ahead of yours. Yeah. Well, I mean, the world needs a hero. That could those Risk and the world needs a hero could be
Risk
interchangeable.
is absolutely better than the World Needs a Hero because World Needs a Hero
I
there
give it's got Dread and the Fugitive Mind.
but it also has a thousand times goodbye and
Well,
promises.
know,
Risk doesn't have anything as bad as the bottom of the World Needs a Hero, but like every song on Risk is a D minus, where the Dread and the Fugitive Mind is an A, but everything else is an F.
that yeah.
That's that
Okay,
that.
so if you have to listen to one of those albums the rest of your life, yeah, for me, I would hate listening to the
No,
world needs a hero, but
I
then I
would
would enjoy listening to the 4 minutes of Dread the Fugitive Mind.
I would
Like, okay,
sacrifice the Dread and the Fugitive Mind because the other songs like they were so bad that eventually Dread and the Fugitive Mind would do for me what the Atut Lemon re-recording did for the original Atut Lemon. Because
yeah,
every
that one
time I hear
ruins it.
Dread and the Fugitive Mind, I would know that like, oh my gosh, if I want to listen to this song again, I have to hear uh, uh, "The World Needs a Hero," "A Thousand Times Goodbye," and "Promises." And there's other songs on that album that I forgot. It's just so it's so terrible. Yeah, oh yeah, losing my senses, motorcycle, so bad.
Motorcycle.
Because yeah, because actually I take it back. Not every song on Risk is a D minus. Ecstasy is like a B minus. I'll give it that. As far as Megadeth songs, yeah, it's an F. But I mean, the world needs a hero. It's so bad. Super Collider, super generic. 13. It's unlucky that I had to listen to it. United Abominations was the collection of songs. Risk, well, it was a risk and it did
Take a
not pay
risk.
off. The system has
Didn't.
failed this record. The cryptic writings spell out below average. Countdown to Extinction, well, that was the countdown to Risk and The World Needs a Hero. Endgame, you know what? It's kind of the beginning of the end. Euthanasia, you made me feel young and glad I don't live in Asia. So far, so good, so what? Hey, you know, enough said. Dystopia, well, it's where we live. The sick, the dying, and the dead. I mean, that's us. Rust in Peace is kind of the legacy of Megadeth. Peace sells, but who's buying? Who cares? And killing is my business, and business has never been better.
Very well put, I guess.
That's what I got.
So you got, well, That's fair enough. Well, we didn't link up. That's okay. If we did this in another week or
I do
so,
want. I
it could
think we
change.
should do this again down the line.
Or I'll keep my notes.
I mean, not with Megadeth. We'll pick a different band.
No, we're doing Megadeth again.
Yeah, we'll do Megadeth. And the next time we'll include what's that MD45 album? Is it called The Craving
I forgot. Yeah, I know what you're
or The
talking about.
Crave? And then and Hidden Treasures.
I was thinking if we were gonna do it, that I would have
I
put that.
wasn't sure if you had done that because I chose not to because they're not actual albums. It's just
Yeah, it's not
singles
like
from
studio.
various things.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that one I neglected. I'm glad you
yeah,
did too. It would have been kind of awkward. Like my number 7 is Hidden Treasures. Like, oh, okay.
I probably would have just put it either in front of or after Countdown,
I would have put it in front
wherever
of
Countdown was gonna
Countdown.
go.
Yeah, I would put it in front of Countdown. It's a better album than Countdown. It does
No,
have
it
one
is.
terrible song on it, Breakpoint.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
song's
it's
so
not good.
bad. But I guess we'll bonus content. Hidden Treasures, just the songs on it. I like 99 Ways to Die. That's a
Yep.
good one. Diadems is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Angry Again is not as it's not concert worthy like it is, but it's a good song.
Yeah.
I do like the cover. It's that stupid. No More Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh
I
yeah.
like that one. The Black Sabbath one, not so much. I don't think that's that good.
I think that was better than the original.
Paranoid?
Yeah, I
Really?
like it. Probably
Well,
just because it has the good production.
okay. It's probably because it's
I
Megadeth.
like production. Go to Hell is a good song.
Go to Hell is a good song. I like that one. That's just like a better version of Enter Sandman as well.
It is.
He even does like that. Now why you late? Be down to sleep. Like
Yep.
they do in Enter Sandman.
They do that. Yeah.
And it was from Bill and Ted too.
Problems.
That one's also kind of bad.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, two kind of not so great ones. But then, yeah, 99 Ways to Die is
I love that song.
really heavy, really cool.
I like that part.
No more Mr. Nice.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The funny thing about that video is Jeff Young wasn't in the band. So the other guy they have to be the other guitar player, his face is blurred out.
Mm,
So you can't tell that it's not Jeff Young.
that's kind of funny.
Yeah. So that's our ranking of the Megadeth list. I think we generally for the top half we have similar feelings. I think you got a little too abstract with your parameters, but I think a lot of these things could be kind of shifted around. And like the line is so fine between some of these where it's just like they're so neck and neck. But to me, like Peace Sells and Killing is my business. It's not even close.
Yeah, it's this I kind of forgot how good this band was.
Yeah.
Is, there's so many.
They
I've
have
always
so
known
much more good than bad.
They've got so many good songs, so many strong albums all throughout. Like you never know which era or I don't even know. Like we talked about it. Kind of the last two albums were incredible, and then there's some in their heyday that are not good. Some
Yeah. Can't win them all, as you said earlier.
Yeah, I try to though.
You do.
Yeah, so I'll work on my list making abilities, but it makes sense to me, and even some surprised me.
Yeah, I think they surprised you because your list was kind of stupid. But
Well, thank you.
well, I mean, more the parameters were stupid, not the list itself.
No, I know what I was doing.
I don't think you do, and I mean that. But yeah, I think we'll do another one, and in the future, I think you just stick to the ones that you enjoy.
Okay, my favorites.
Yes.
I need to list you right now.
Yes. Yeah. I have an idea of what we should do next. I think. Yeah. Well, but for now, this will be, I hope everyone has a good day. And DJ, do you want to take us home real quick?
Yeah, real quick, it'd be hope you enjoyed this little special episode. We like to bring in Megadeth in each episode, but we got a full episode to Megadeth. Maybe we won't talk about them for a little while, but hopefully we'll figure it out. And you know, uh, yeah, especially in light of recent events, do what you can, and of course, stay safe out there.